developers present? Do you know?
I think that was the idea, but I'm not sure. I know there's like one or two that are listed as like not being able to make it, but I don't know if that implicitly implies that everyone else is going to be there.
Right.
All right. Let's see if we kicked Fallout off of the stream. All right, we're live. How's everybody's quarantine?
Boring.
Starting to fantasize about like what reopening will look like starting hopefully in like 6 days.
Oh my god. Yeah, if it happens.
At least some things will reopen, so then we'll maybe see some more activity on the streets and stuff. I was on 23rd Street like 2 days ago just to pick up stuff from my office, and it was like a ghost town, which is really weird for, Flatiron.
All right.
Yeah, I think Montreal is supposed to be the one of the epicenters in Canada of the disease. And
Really?
Yeah. I think it's just, it's a large population, and I think the government wanted to reopen most of Quebec. Like the provincial government wanted to reopen Quebec as soon as possible, and people were just like watching the numbers keep climbing, and we're like, maybe now's not the right time.
Yeah.
Andy, if we want to post any of the info in the chat, for the game links and things like that, I think that might be helpful since we can't get it into the description.
Sure. I'm going to keep an eye on the chat as well in case people have like questions and things.
Cool.
So I can do that as well. And Mark, it looks like the text there, we get 2 lines. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, great.
If you want, you can update it and see how it changes on the stream.
Nick, what's the weather like up there?
We had snow this morning, and I think there's more coming in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was surprising. You too?
Yeah, we just had snow.
Oh boy.
Wait, where are you, Eric?
New Jersey.
What? You had snow? We didn't have snow in Brooklyn.
Yeah, it was a dusting.
That's weird for May.
I have friends in Toronto, and they're just posting videos of what looks like a full-on flurry, and what happens there usually comes here in about 12 hours, 18 hours or something, so something to look forward to.
Yeah. All right. Stay inside and play video games.
Pretty much. We just came back from doing our shopping, or a little bit of shopping for the weekend, and just going to get into pajamas and cocoon for the rest of the weekend.
Nice. Okay, sorry. Emi's just checking in about something. All right. Yeah, she's good. Sweet. So I guess we're pretty much ready to go. All right. That's cool.
You want me to fire it up?
Let's wait 1 second because we got a few people watching. I just want to quickly talk about what we're doing. So first of all, yay! Thank you for the people who are already in here. There's like 10 of you. That's exciting. So this is going to be the LIU Post Game a Week virtual showcase. We can't do an IRL showcase right now, obviously. So instead, we're just going to stream some of the games that students were making in this Game a Week class. So this class is an elective at Long Island University Post, taught by me. Hi, I'm Andy Wallace. And it's a pretty brutal class. It's a game jam every single week. So the students in this class every week have to make a new game start to finish. And we're going to be playing through a few of the selections there. We're going to have a bunch of different developers and games people kind of come through throughout the next 4 hours to help play these games. Right now, we have Nick, E, and Eric. I don't know if you folks want to say a word about yourself, introduce yourself, or I can. I didn't prepare you at all. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
In that order, right?
Yeah, I guess I'm starting on playing the first game, so I'll just say
Sure.
I'm Nick. I work at a company called Co-op in Montreal. We made a game called Nog. We're working on various other titles at the moment. And I play video games, I guess. That's me.
Hi, I'm Yiyi. I'm involved in various ways in gaming in New York City specifically. I do some game design as part of my studio, Questionable Intent Games. I do a lot of community stuff in New York gaming, and I'm part of Gumbo NYC, which is the city's largest, I think, collective of indie game developers. Happy to be here.
Nice. I'm Eric. I am in New Jersey. I graduated from LIU Post, their master's program. I make games, and then I teach at County College of Morris about how to make games. And what did we do? I've been cooking digestive biscuits recently. So this will good. What are they? McVitie's? Something like that? Yeah, I'm crushing those. Also happy to be here.
Eric is the one person who is angry to be here. And then also kind of manning the stream right now, we've got Mark. And Mark is also the co-owner of Wonderville. We are on the Wonderville Twitch stream right now. Mark, I don't know if you want to say a few words about Wonderville before we really get going here.
Yeah, thanks for doing this on the Wonderville channel. I would love to have hosted this in IRL, so maybe someday we'll get to show some of these games at Wonderville. For those of you who don't know, if you just stumbled upon this stream, Wonderville is a bar, an arcade, and event space in Brooklyn. We're currently closed, and we're doing a lot of our events online. I am also a teacher. I teach a class called The New Arcade at NYU's ITP program, and we'll be having our showcase next Saturday. So yeah, really excited to see these games. I think, there's a lot of really good selections here. If you scroll down on Twitch, there are some donation links if you're feeling generous.
Go ahead.
And Vans.
And Vans, custom Wonderville Vans shoes. Get those Vans.
And as we go through these games, we're going to have itch links for all of them as well. It should show up right below the game. And I will be posting them in the chat as well. And for some of these games, the students will be able to join us. It's kind of a mixed bag who can make it and who can't. But some of the students might be able to pop in and answer some questions. So if you have questions, you can post them in the chat. If you're one of the panelists, you can just ask. You get privilege there. And yeah, I think that's about it. We're actually a little bit ahead of schedule right now. See if that
if that maintains.
Yeah, totally. All right, should we get started with our first game?
Boy.
Yeah.
All right, let me see what I can do here.
So Nick's gonna fire it up, and this one is going to be Reloading Again by Bryan Morris.
Looking good?
Looks good.
Cool. I guess I'll read through it, right? Might as well.
Yeah.
Escape the dungeon. Well, reloading again. Escape the dungeon before time runs out. You can only shoot every 10 seconds. Every ghost you kill adds 5 seconds to your time. Bullets bounce off everything except for you, which is very good. All right, let's do this.
Let's hit it.
Let's video some games. Sounds all right?
Yep.
Oh, whoa, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's a very slow manual reload on this one.
Is there like a quick time to like a little QTE to reload?
Thankfully, no. It's just straight up waiting. I think the animation just needs to play through.
It's good that the bullets bounce at least.
Yeah.
They will also bounce into you, though.
Yeah, I mean, there's that problem. I need to be a little bit wary of that.
Where's your health bar?
Yeah.
Do you have a health bar?
It's the...
the red heart?
The red, yeah, and the sort of ochre yellowish one is the reload, I think, which takes longer than I would like at this moment.
Run!
This is fine. See?
Yay.
Programmer strats. Yeah, I'm assuming this is probably procedurally laid out, right?
Yeah.
Imagine.
So this game was actually made for our sequel week. So every week in Game a Week, there's a new theme, sort of like a game jam in general, where I would unveil the theme on Monday, and they'd have till next Monday to make a game.
Yeah.
And the very first theme was 10 seconds.
Right.
And so this student made a game where you were in a single room and you could shoot every 10 seconds. And it was mostly about dodging the bullet and trying to sort of bounce into as many zombies as possible.
Okay.
So for his sequel, he made Reloading Again, which added this kind of Binding of Isaac route to it.
Right.
And he made the zombies ghosts to explain why they can go through walls.
Fair play.
What's the timer at
I like
the top?
the reload animation.
Yeah. It's difficult when you're trying to play and trying to shoot these things. I'm very much used to much more twin stick shooters and twitchy things, so this is a challenge.
Oh God.
Oh, that was so close to ricocheting on him.
Yeah.
It's okay. Just kite.
Oh,
Kite
dear.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Nice.
Oh no, they're persistent.
Yeah. Can I get them to just at least? Yeah, no, I'm toast.
Oh.
All right. I think it's one lonely bullet just bouncing back and forth.
Do the bullets stay put in the room once you leave the room and re-enter?
I think so. Yeah.
Some of them, yeah.
Seem like it. Yeah.
They might be on.
I'm gonna no. Okay.
What's with the timer in the top left?
I think it's just you. Oh, go ahead.
I think it's just like total time to reach the exit, right?
I
believe so. Yeah.
I thought it reset
Give
in
you
the
like
middle
5
of your
seconds.
game, but maybe I was wrong.
It goes up.
Yeah, I think it was saying at the beginning, like every ghost you kill gives you an extra 5 seconds.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Reading.
cool.
This is a video game. We don't want
Could you potentially just run through without shooting anyone?
I think yeah. I mean, it's still like I've got enough dexterity. I guess this guy has enough dexterity to bob and weave enough. I think. It's actually, I guess. Yeah, in a case like this where I don't know how far I am from the exit, it probably is not a bad. Okay, well, there it is. But yeah, it's maybe not a bad idea to like farm the ghosts for time a little bit as well.
My understanding on this one is that the level generation is pretty random.
Right.
So yeah, you can definitely get some maps where it's just very far from the starting point.
Yeah.
Ah.
No problem. No problem. There we go.
Ah!
This is complicated things.
That was good dodging.
Thank you.
All right, so the developer is in the chat on this one, and so he's saying it is in fact a timer to escape. Yeah, and you get 5 seconds per ghost kill.
Yeah. Nice.
And also another one of my students is in the chat confirming that the class is brutal.
Yeah. Well, see, I was thinking about it though, just before. Like, this is the sort of thing that I really wish I had. Like this kind of class, as brutal as it sounds, just like really would have been helpful. I think in my own education, I think it's really like having that project-based experience is super good.
Is the idea to simulate crunch?
No, although I mean it does that. I think so. The reason for the class is kind of twofold. Part of it is that we want people to get experience just doing a lot of stuff, and if you make 10 games, like there's going to be some interesting ideas in there. But also we find that sometimes when people have, especially people who are new to making games, have like months and months and months to work on a thing, it's too overwhelming.
Yeah.
And you get bloat and all that. Whereas if it's 1 week, we actually see a lot of students do like work that compares with stuff that they had a month to do, because they're not like feature creeping.
Right.
That makes sense.
And then, yeah, there's also the aspect of, you know, when you start making games, you're going to make a lot of bad ones.
Yeah.
So you might as well get a bunch out of the way.
But I mean, you know, in everything, there's always like, even like the smallest games that I've made, you know, the games that I make at 2-day game jams as a joke, basically, I still manage to find sometimes, you know, there's something in them that I can actually sort of pull out as like a lesson, which is interesting. Do you have that sort of like after the, I guess, I don't know if there's enough time every week, but like, do you have just time for the students to sort of like debrief, I guess, and sort of go over what they liked about each game or not?
We do a little bit. So on Monday, the whole class is dedicated to showing the games,
right.
And then we introduce the theme at the end of class. Okay. So, we go around, everyone gets to talk about their games a little bit, but there is definitely some time to just sort of chat about it as well. And like we actually see skills sort of like go through the class in waves, where like one person started doing an A-star thing one week, and then everyone else is like, oh, that looks really rad. How did you do that? And within the next 3 weeks, like almost everyone in the class had done a game that uses A-star for something.
Beautiful. Hi.
So yeah, there was definitely those kind of attributes. A whole lot of like, how'd you get the text to look like that? How did you get this to look like that? Those kind of things. So yeah, I think people learned a lot of tech skills as well. This class wasn't strictly Unity based. People could use any engine they want, but since we tend to use Unity at LIU, the vast majority of the games that came out of it were definitely Unity.
Do they ever work in groups on this game a week?
Not in this class. There's other classes they take where they work in groups, but this one wanted people to do the whole thing scratch each week. And I think everyone comes out of it much stronger game makers.
Just you kind of have to be.
Force.
Yeah.
Totally.
I'm gonna try to just stay in the one room just to see how long I can manage this.
One of my students is correcting me. It was at least 13 games.
Okay.
The alternate win condition is to get to 100 seconds.
All right. With like 50 bullets bouncing around, that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's like disco.
Yeah, Bryan, you added achievements in this, right? Confirm in the chat.
Nice. Oh my God! Wow. Yeah, the one thing I knew I was not supposed to do. Okay, good.
So far, I've yet to see you just walk right into the escape room. So are there conditions that you have to satisfy before the escape room is generated? Or is it just a certain distance from the starting room always?
I actually don't know. Bryan, you can ignore my previous joke question and answer that real one. Is there a certain start distance that the player has to get before the end will spawn? Let's see if he responds over here. Sorry, everyone's getting my profile view. I'm like looking at the chat on my other screen.
You got the pro gamer setup. You gotta have 2 screens at least.
Yes, that's right.
120 hertz.
In my household, we call that being the techno bastard.
Right. Okay.
I don't know. Bryan's not responding to that one, but that's okay. There might be some limit. I know I've played this a few times, and sometimes it would be a really big maze, and other times it was small. Oh, here he is. Bryan's saying, no, it could spawn in the next room. Odds are low, but possible. So, you get that RNG going.
Yeah. I do like the art on the characters quite a bit. It's like to do a good, I don't know, top-down character, I suppose, but I really like it.
Yeah. Is it stock art, or do they all make their own art as well?
I believe this one is stock art. The students in this class are very much allowed to get assets from elsewhere.
Okay.
And who made the sound?
I would venture that's freesound.org, but could be wrong.
Could be Bryan himself.
Yeah, it doesn't have that
Bryan.
Wonderful Pond 5 watermark. Yeah, there was a time in co-op where we were just I just spent a Friday afternoon where we were just sort of searching through Pond 5 for their various, their most embarrassing audio. That was a short one. They'll have man crying while eating, and it's just that audio clip, and then every 30 seconds or so you'll just hear pond5.com. It's a very bizarre experience.
Nice. Bryan is confirming that is not him.
Okay.
He wants the record set straight. A big part of this class is learning to use assets and use them in cohesive ways.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think you just shot yourself.
Yeah, I certainly did. Okay, no problem. Only solutions.
All right, so I think maybe after this round, when you get to an end here, we'll switch over to Space Paint, our next game by Bryan Morris.
Hey, okay.
Hey, very nice.
Cool.
Cool.
So you did pretty good. You won like 4 out of 5 rounds there, I think.
I think I was doing pretty good. Got those good stats.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much for being our first player, Nick.
Sure. And thank you. It was Bryan, you said, right?
Yes.
Bryan Morris. Thank you,
Bryan Morris made that game. For the folks watching at home, you can check that out on bm0k.itch.io. And next up, we're going to play another game by Bryan. This one is a multiplayer game called Space Paint. Eric and Kate, you're going to be our players on that one? Yeah.
Okay. So, Space Paint, computer sound, optimize screen sharing. Let's go. How do we look? Okay?
Looking
The
great.
sound is a little... I'm not sure if that's intentional, actually.
The sound is quite low in the game.
Okay,
It just
sounds
sounds
like
a little garbled.
like, yeah, or like a little echoey. That might just be the game. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Could be an aesthetic choice.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's check it out.
So anyways, this game is a 2-player game with DualShock 4 controllers only. And the rules are, as stated in English, each round lasts 45 seconds or until a player gets to 100. Each shot that hits the opponent is worth 10 points. So shots that don't hit opponents worth nothing. If the players are tied after 45, all right, cool. So what's best about this game and most interesting that we're about to jump into is that it uses that really amazing button on the PlayStation 4 controller that no one knows what to do with, the touchpad.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah, Kate's going to press her touchpad. I touch mine. And it uses the gyro in the controller to move. So to move left, I have to tilt my controller left and, opposite. And then going up or down, I have to tilt away or towards me. And then...
the sound is a little bit loud, if you could just turn it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Eric, are you on Windows?
Yep, I've got the mixer open. I had it down. I just turned it up because I thought that would help the garbledness. Better?
Yeah. So I can tell you a little bit about this one. So one of our weeks, the theme was alter unusual controls. So the challenge was to either make a new input for a game or existing input and use it in a weird way. So what Bryan did for this week is use the PS4 controller, but instead of all of the joysticks that are typically used, he just used the gyro and the touchpad on the top.
Okay, so what I like to do is tag once on blue and then run away. Because it's very difficult to get one hit in this game, so it's really fun to... Oh no, but then there's screen wrapping.
That's level design for you, baby.
Yep, we get screen wrapping from reloading again.
Mm-hmm.
Feature persists. Oh yeah! I like that there are different maps and we keep shuffling through the maps.
Yeah. Reminds me a bit of like the old combat game, I think it was for Atari 2600.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like tapping the mode button to get a new map.
Yeah.
I like this game too because if you're just watching it like we are, it just seems like the people playing are drunk.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful
the control or to get a hit or anything.
Yeah, beauty of gyroscopic controls.
Yeah. Exactly.
So like it's left and right and then what, just like tilt back to go up and forward to go down or something?
Yeah. Yeah. So I tilt away for me to go up.
Right, okay.
And then tilt towards... I don't think I'm sharing my video as well, am I?
Yeah, I can see you.
No, we can see you tilting
Oh, okay.
your bodies.
I mean, I'm actually surprised at how seemingly responsive it looks. Again, for like a gyroscopic controller, like I wouldn't expect it to be as like intentional as it seems to be.
Yeah, we got an extra feature. It looks like the player color is on the vault bar.
Oh, nice.
So Kate's controller is red.
Nice.
All right, let's go. We're going to the OT. We're taking it to OT.
Is there a cooldown on the bullets, or can you just keep firing?
You can keep firing. Them hitting. Sometimes, like we're both sitting here shooting each other. The collisions are, maybe sometimes questionable, but the only cooldown is like, how fast can you press this button?
Yeah.
It's not very good at being pressed.
Well, and as I recall, like pressing the button also like messes up your aim and gyro sometimes. Like it's hard to press it and not tilt forward.
I was gonna say, like, that is actually kind of fun. Like, it just complicates the actual work of trying to shoot at someone.
Brian is in the chat saying that getting the gyro was the easy part. The touch input for the aim was difficult.
Yeah. I think I've waded through those forums before.
Can Brian tell us a bit about the soundtrack as well?
Sure, yeah, Brian, I don't know if you heard that, but if you can tell us a little bit about the soundtrack. I'm basically just that person in Star Trek things back. I don't know how he could hear that better than when you said it. But...
True enough. I forgot, I should just direct my questions to the artist.
There's also about a 5 to 10 second delay, so give everybody a chance to catch up.
Why space? This is my next question.
Let's see. So Brian says that he found a space-themed song on Freesound, just something I thought fit and what I wanted to do. I think a lot of these games wind up being themed somewhat last minute.
Yeah.
Based on like, well, I spent all week getting the thing to work. Now I have to like put an audio in there.
Yeah. Let me download an audio.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's what happened with this one, Brian, but who knows? It's
I mean, like the aesthetic works. I mean, it does feel sort of like, again, Atari 2600 graphically and acoustically.
I do like the radial timer as well.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Like it, you can sort of see it out. Oh, and it turns red when it gets to 10 seconds. I like it.
Oh, that's a nice spin move you got going on. New strategy.
Yeah, flawless.
If you
Brian
skip the win screen, you can never tell who wins.
Brian says, yes, last minute I left the black background, so decided space paintball and added the splatter.
Nice.
Whoa.
Whoa, yeah, what happened with that one?
What's that?
I don't know, you get like geometric explosions sometimes.
Little spider graph action.
Whoa. Is it when our bullets hit? Let's try to hit our bullets.
There's a nice firefight going on now.
Nice.
Yeah, I love the sound effects when you spam it.
Do you ever have a week where they're asked to like expand on a previous game of the week game?
Yes, so Reloading Again, the first one we played, came from the sequel week.
Oh, sequel week, got it.
So that wasn't quite like, I asked them not to just directly expand a game, but, you know, making a sequel, obviously a lot of them involved a lot of the same stuff.
Sure.
We definitely wanted them to pretty much make things and then throw them out. We didn't want people getting hung up on any one idea, so we didn't ever have a week where we explicitly were like, go back and polish up an existing game. Oh, overtime.
Andy, I'd love...
No, this week is Precious Week.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd love to know the theme of each week when you introduce the game, so there's some context.
Mark, you're cutting in and out.
I was saying I'd love to know the theme for each week when you introduce the game.
I didn't hear anything past I'd love to know the theme, but I can tell you that the theme of this one was alt control or weird.
Can you shove each other? Do the players move each other? Is that red shoving blue? Huh.
Nice.
Now shoot him in the back.
Yeah.
Red won that one. We saw it. So Eric and Kate, do you feel like you're pros at this now? You've mastered the gyro control.
I feel like you're better if you move with it. You know, like a dyad machine thing where you have to like strap it to your chest and shit like that.
This would be fun to play on a balance board.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Ah, dang.
I love how you both started out pretty conservative with your bullets, and now toward the end is just sort of like shameless volley.
I mean, I think you get better over time at it. Like, I like that it's a competitive game with really unusual inputs because there's a definite skill curve there.
Yeah. In Sports Friends too.
Yes. So I think after this round, maybe we'll move on to the next one. So, you know, pressure's really on for this one now.
Yeah. Next winner is champion of the universe.
That's right.
There we go. Keep it.
Oof.
Ah.
Oh,
Close.
Awesome.
All right, so those that was 2 games by Bryan Morris. Next up, we are going to have 2 games by Nick Frank, who's actually just joining us on the line.
Oh.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello, it's Nick Frank.
Hi, Nick Frank.
Hello. I should mute the stream because yeah. Yep. Hello.
And so I'm going to go ahead and update this, but the next one we are going to play is going to be Stop the Chairs.
Oh, that one.
Yes.
This is yours. And
I'm just lowering the volume now.
yes, very much appreciated.
Okay.
And yeah, what theme was Stop the Chairs for? I actually am drawing a blank on that.
Great question. A lot of them blended into weak numbers for me more than weak themes because as soon as I got a idea going, it became less of a theme to me and more of a idea. But I
do know the theme for this one. This one was Relentless, which I think is...
I like that, yeah. That sounds exactly what I did for that. When I thought Relentless, the first thing I did was immediately think of a WWE or something related scenario where there was a onslaught of chairs thrown at the audience for approximately 2 minutes. And if I have one flaw for some of the things I make, it's that when I get an idea, I roll with it and I will stick with it. It's a great thing and I'm very happy I do it.
What is this clip?
And that is the exact clip.
All right. Can everyone see? I don't think there's audio for this screen.
No, there's
right?
no audio for that screen.
All right.
Yeah, I'll post the link to the original video in the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
It's pretty amazing.
This was one of those videos I was introduced to in high school and never forgot.
Yeah.
Just because it left an impact on me on just I really liked the idea that they would throw the chairs into the ring, knowing that is their seat.
Yeah.
And they now do not have a seat, but they were
Right.
willing to throw that chair.
I'm in the ring. Oh, and there's a chair coming at me. Punch it.
Nice.
Good.
Here they come.
Does it ever speed up? This is becoming stressful already.
Different chairs have different velocities.
I've never had the
some
experience
different
of
colors.
chairs being thrown at me.
Rotation's
Not
so
a great
good.
experience.
Is this inspired by true life events?
Yeah.
Thankfully, no.
Oh, no,
not true life events
True life
for
it
you.
is. Yeah.
Some poor wrestlers.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
Oh.
I had one life left. That was
There might have been
Let's try
another
that
one coming. One of them, and was easily a devious trick of mine, is that one of them starts to come from right above you. So watch out for that one. But otherwise, you will
my
get closer
sound
as
stopped working.
that. Yeah, that would do it.
Gee. Can anyone still hear the chair sounds?
I can.
No,
I
that's
can imagine them.
But the chair sounds were really helpful in timing the punches.
Right. Oh, right.
This game was definitely audio oriented.
I might restart it after this round. Let's see how well I do here. There's no movement for me, right? All I do is punch and turn.
Just gyro.
Okay. I would like to play this in VR, actually.
I was going to say, this
crap,
would work pretty well.
crap. Where the hell? Okay.
It might be coming from above.
Death from above.
You gotta watch out for the rafters.
The one person who's sitting directly above you.
Yep. Oh, that one's a small one.
Nice.
Yeah, the audio really does make it easier to get them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me exit out and try again.
Oh man, what's the Space Pirate whatever? Have you played that VR game?
Oh, Space Pirate Simulator.
Yeah.
Which was that?
Okay, let's try this again.
That's the VR game where you have the two gloves that are very shooty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, VR would be cool. Yiyi, it seemed like you were just going in one direction though, and so
yes, let's try again.
I'm
liking the
wires.
VR idea.
Oops.
There it is.
Nolan in the chat wants different types of chair DLC.
Chair DLC would be good. Yeah. If there was anything I could add, I mean, due to the whole it being 1 week, it was definitely chairs.
Yeah.
Everyone says that about their game.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I could add one more thing, it's chairs.
Is the sound 3D? I can't tell.
The sound is 3D.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
It is. It's coming from the chair. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Great.
The blue ones with the particle systems on them. Do they confer bonuses, or is it just
crap?
Some of them have bonuses.
Right. Okay.
The further in you get, there's more bonus per more.
Do they ever speed up?
Yes.
Oh. Are there ever multiple chairs coming at me at the same time?
Only if you get that far.
Yeah.
It's. I never got that way, and my high score was in the 20,000s.
Nice.
We're getting chair DL suggestions in the chat. We got plastic chairs, lazy boys, thrones, gamer chairs, which is a good idea.
Gamer chairs is a good idea.
Yeah.
A throw chair would be hard.
Sponsorship specifically. Yeah.
A throw chair would be hard to hit.
Yeah.
Buscemi is wondering if a swing set classifies as a type of chair.
Wow. Wait, now my game just froze. What happened? Okay, here we go.
If a swing set does classify as a chair is a good question.
Getting into weird taxonomical questions here.
I like that.
If we don't get there, and if we don't, I would not be shocked because again, I made this in a way of I played it in the way of an arcade style game. I like to do that with high score games where if it's an arcade style game, it's supposed to be a bit hard, supposed to be a bit difficult. You're supposed to just rack up a high score and say, oh, I got to this hidden ending. There is a special chair that I added almost entirely as a joke. But it would be really good if I was to implement chair DLC to expand on chairs.
I was gonna say, if you look down, are you actually sitting on a chair?
No, I like that.
Irony of ironies.
Yeah, that'll be for the VR port.
Right, yeah.
I'd
fully
love to see this
embodied.
as an asymmetrical game, like multiplayer game, where some people throw the chairs.
Oh right, 1v1.
I like that.
Oh! I got all the head chairs. Get me.
Oh yeah.
It's like natural
in the
selection. One person is the commander of the chairs. They're
Yeah.
playing an RTS, and you're in the middle.
No, see, I think if we do the asymmetrical one, like 6 people are throwing chairs, but if you land the killing blow, then you're the one in the center getting chairs.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
Nice. Yeah,
King of the
that's
Hill
perfect.
style.
I'm writing this down. This is good.
That'll be
For the
week
sequel.
2.
For the
Yeah.
sequel. Oh. Oh God, the air
The
chairs.
head chairs.
Yeah.
The head chairs.
Look at you have one to your right.
There you go.
How do you? I mean, are these properly ballistic chairs, or are they just like on
Air
a
chair. Head chair.
like predefined curve or whatever? Or are they actually like physics objects?
They are physics objects, but most of them like just get sent at different angles.
Yeah.
They can go either higher up or lower down. It's just there is a formula. This
Yeah.
was about 3 months ago, so if I was to remember that formula,
Yeah. Okay.
This was like 9 games ago.
Yeah.
yeah. This was one of the early ones, but this is where I feel like I really liked it. This was the first one where I'm like, yeah, that's what I was hoping to make.
This is exactly what I was going for. Yeah.
This was week 4, so I felt like people were kind of getting in the groove of it.
Mhm.
Like week 3 or 4 is usually when people start to kind of hit their stride.
Yeah.
Is there a lefty option?
Ooh.
There isn't, but there should be.
Yeah.
Did
Oh, you have to check above you after every check.
I know. I should just check. All right.
That's the strat.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh.
good
But at
chairs.
some point, you got like 3,000.
Yeah.
Actually, Nick, or I guess Andy, maybe you can answer as well. Did the students know exactly what they were getting into with this course? Was it like everyone
I
was
didn't.
super right? Okay, was everyone like super jazzed to make, I don't know, like 14 games in 14 weeks or whatever it was?
They knew it would be a game. I mean, the course is called Game a Week, so that.
Right, okay.
I tried really hard to warn students away from it.
The least you could do, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was openly acknowledged that it was going to be hellish.
Yeah.
I think some people didn't realize like exactly how much, but everyone pretty much knew what they were signing up for. We'd also
I got a head chair.
Nice.
a year and a half ago, so
Yeah,
some of
cool.
our
Oh,
current
God.
students had taken it previously, so there was people at least knew somewhat about it.
Yeah.
I kind of went in knowing that I knew nothing and knowing that whatever it was, I was going to be in over what I expected.
Yeah.
But that's kind of why I did it, because I knew I would not know.
Yeah.
I wanted the
And
challenge.
as long as they're talking about the structure about it, I do want to shout out Bennett Foddy and Doug Wilson, who both ran Game a Week classes previously, and they have
Right.
the GDC vault about how they structured their classes, which was very, very much how we did our own. So we took a lot of inspiration from how they ran those classes, and I really appreciate them giving a talk about exactly how they did it so that other people could take advantage of it.
Nice.
How many hours per week on average did it take up of people's time?
I don't know.
Huh. Right. Did the students crunch or like have a safe work-life
I
balance?
saw it.
For me, there was definitely some of them had crunches. Towards the end, I started to definitely do less of a crunch.
Okay.
I acknowledge that like I can't just keep doing these crunches.
Yeah.
And I mean, especially because the latter half of the course became an at-home course.
Oh, right.
So I didn't have to do the crunch as much. still
So,
did.
E, after this
Yeah.
round, I think we should probably go to our next one. So
I'm gonna have
out
like
of the park on
nightmares
this one?
about chairs falling on my head.
I gotta say, some of the sound effects are juicy and disturbing.
Yeah, there really should be like a squelching meat sound
Oh,
when
yeah,
the chair
there
hits
should-
you.
there's only like a little boip noise, there should definitely be more than that. That's more than a chair would do.
So a few of my students are in the chat saying that they crunched pretty hard every weekend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I expected to be in the minority of people who did not always crunch for this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Although I was definitely in there at 4 a.m. watching people watching the screenshot on my thing say, blank has added to the Dropbox, and it's like, oh, they beat me to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
I scored 3,100. That's not bad. Cool.
The only one that I think was missed, or maybe there was 2 extra ones. One of them was just a red chair that went exponentially faster, and the other one was the hidden electric chair.
Whoa.
Which
electric chair.
Yeah, I believe that took 2 if you missed it. It took 2 lives and would make a buzzing sound if you hit it.
How do I stop sharing my screen?
Uh-oh.
Stop share.
No, read emails.
Yeah.
All right.
What's next?
Next one is also me, right?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I had to swap a few things around because the original way I signed games didn't totally work. So yeah, we got Yiyi's playing again, another Nick Frank game. This one is called Loot Boxes. The theme for this week was loot crates.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love loot crates.
But this one is loot boxes with an L. No, wait, they're both with a U. There we I mean, also with an L.
Yeah, technically correct.
Yes.
In browser. Let me just get this going.
And this is an in-browser game.
I have to circulate a little bit.
Alex said game a week, more like game every Sunday night, which...
Sure.
All right. Can you see this?
You named this Saucy Kisses.
It's not actually full screen, right? It's just...
Yeah, it is just that.
Okay.
That still looks good.
Use the mouse to look around. Press down W to journey ahead. Right click to stop momentum. Space to shoot a music jolt. Ooh, I like that music. Let me turn down this volume, actually.
Now, I don't remember what week this was, but this might have been week 5.
Faster.
Let me check. Loot Crates was week 6.
All right. So I guess 2 weeks after I made what I felt was my magnum opus, I had Burnout.
Yeah.
And what I ended up doing was slowly
drum sounds.
Yeah, slowly making a game that felt just really comfortable to play.
So not like being smashed in the head with chairs.
Yes. I wanted a game where I could, if I was either really just bored trying to do something, I could pull it up in a browser and play it for myself. And that's one of the reasons why for this. Oh, you got a capo.
And I'm learning about instruments. What is a capo?
Capo is, at least to my knowledge, I'm just barely learning my acoustic guitar right now, but it's just to hold down some strings in a way so you don't have to hold every single string. That if a string wants to be held, like if you're going to be basically holding all of them at the 5th fret, you could hold them there. Someone who knows music can explain this way better than me, as someone who has a capo on order and not even delivered yet, and has yet to use one. And this is when I was told, does anyone use a capo on a lute? And I could not answer their question.
Ooh.
Now, does anyone use a bow on their lute? A, no, and B, definitely not one of those types of bows.
What if it could?
So people in the chat are wondering if the theme was Loot Crates like OOT or Loot the Instrument. And I can confirm the theme was Loot Crates OOT, like the things that show up in games sometimes. All the themes each week were pretty loose. People were not losing points for not strictly adhering to the theme. And I like when people get weird with it. So, I'm always in for a pun. Now, Emi, who actually knows these things, is explaining what a capo is in the chat. Capo basically retunes the instrument without having to physically tune the strings. I'm glad someone knows.
Is there a way to change my instruments?
Or
now that I've unlocked drums, I'm only playing drums.
The different colors change different things. I believe, yeah, gold activates different things. That one activated the golden power-up, so the front of the capo is now a little bit golden. Gold gives you, like, items on your instrument, like the capo bow. There is no more, so the gold is almost useless now. However, you can change font, and you could change instrument with blue and white, respectively.
Did you say font?
Yes. The fonts can be changed. Yeah, all that did is make the bow even more gold.
Oh, I see. Oh, so I need to find different kinds of power-ups.
Yes.
Gotcha. I thought I was trying to collect all of them.
I see the pillars of light, the Diablo. Okay, got it.
Now, what are these big spiky things? Should I...
No, those are
attack
just
them? Destroy them?
things I use to ground the world, because it's a very floaty game. Everything is just in a random space. Every time you grab a different instrument font or whatever you do, as soon as you open one of the loot boxes, you'll basically just go through those. But every time you open one of these, you will see that the background itself will either shift in a different direction or speed up. So, there's one. They will all just spawn near you, so even if you do drift off into space, you'll always have the option.
Okay.
Oh, I like this one.
Oh, the party sound.
Now we're talking.
I'm gonna keep this one.
So one of the things that I liked about this, like you said, is very floaty and you just kind of float around. But I like that you made sure that there's a lot to sort of direct the player towards the things they might care about. That there's all these like up.
Oh, we got the loot sound back.
Yeah. Now I want more party sound though. I'll find another one of those.
Oh, the white one is definitely where the font is. I remember that I did put the font I used for Stop the Chairs in this as well, as a little homage to my previous titles.
Is it a chair hidden somewhere in the universe here?
It's just the similar to, but not exactly, WWE font that I used.
Right.
It's actually quite easy to drift off. Oh, so if I stop my momentum, it will reorient my control.
Yeah, I love that font.
Need the party music to go with the party font, obviously.
Yes. I tried to incorporate, I believe there's an even amount of different noises and fonts.
Okay.
So each one has their own respective font that I put with it.
Nice. This is a very soothing game. I like it.
How many bows can you get?
It appears I've drifted far down.
Yeah, if you lift yourself and just face that direction, you'll be able to speed up quick. And this was my favorite thing to do as I played the game, was just wait for a bunch of them to spawn and then just be able to fly through them.
Are my missiles homing somewhat?
No, it's mainly just going in that direction.
Yeah.
The only way to technically end the game without leaving the browser is use one gong power up, and if you strike the gong, it will end the game.
What's this?
What is this white thing?
That was just another object. That was right where you started.
Ah, okay.
It's sort of like Newtonian physics, drifty space sim almost. But you're just sort of drifting in this abstract space, I guess.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll see.
Different font.
Yeah. We'll see if we get the gong soon. Otherwise, we might have to
what does the
call
gong
a little
look
bit
like?
early.
The gong would be in one of the light blue.
Alright, let's go. I see one up ahead.
And I just posted a link to this one you get it?
One thing about this one is that like the idea of browser play enough that like I could just pull this up and play it if I was burnt out or something. That this is one of the games I have available in browser.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Gong! Hey!
There we go.
Nice.
And then everything gets really bright suddenly,
Okay.
and
Hooray. Hooray for burnout.
yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Nick. 2 great
Thank you,
games.
guys. All right.
So
Thank you guys so much.
Thank
I'm
you.
very
Keep
excited
making stuff.
VR chair stuff too.
Yeah.
Because I think I have something lying around at my house that I might be able to use, and I really like the idea of working with that. All right.
awesome. Thanks so much for joining us, Nick. Appreciate
All right.
it.
Thank you guys for hosting all of us. All right.
Yeah.
Have a great day, you guys.
Hi. So joining us also as a panelist is V Buckingham. Hey, V.
Hello.
Thanks so much for coming out. I think you have the furthest geographical distance, slightly.
Yes, yeah, I'm in London. It is almost 9 p.m.
So yeah, thanks for hopping on. We are going to be switching up, playing some games by another student, Nick Buscemi. So let's see who we have here. Okay, so Eric, you are going to be playing Shia LaBeouf. Is that right? Oh, and Nick is here also.
And this is the part where I sign off, correct? I think.
Yes. So thank you so much for joining us, Yiyi. Thanks for playing some
everyone.
games.
Great games. Have a good
gaming.
stream.
All right, thank you. Okay, keeping things moving. That was a pretty clean handoff, I think.
Yeah.
Hello.
Awesome. Hey, Nick, thanks for joining us. So, Nick is another student in the class, obviously.
How many Nicks in total did you have in this course, including myself now?
Nick a week.
Basically, all the students were named Nick, more or less.
That'll happen.
It does happen.
Yeah. Honestly, actually, I wanted to point out, this is completely off topic, but my brother's name is Frank, so when Nick Frank showed up, I was a little bit confused.
Both of you.
I think this is our last Nick for now, but we are going to have a few Chris later, so. Okay. Got that up. Great. So whenever you are ready, Eric, you can take it over.
Sure. I'm going to stand for this one.
All right. So this game came from sort of later in the semester. We did a theme that was a music video game where you had to select a and make a game for it.
All right, and we are going to share. I love seeing project names, mine included. Like the boot up executable for this is please.exe. Can you talk to us about that, Nick?
Oh, I think that's a different game.
Oh.
This is the other another week's game that I'm also going to be showing. So like, I guess it's fine. But this is from the theme was 10 seconds.
Oh, I definitely downloaded this one. Is this the wrong one?
You know what? I see, well, at least in the spreadsheet of all the games in order, I think both Shia LaBeouf and 10 Second Boss link to 10 Second Boss.
Oops, my bad. Nick,
yeah, I'll try to find.
I have them both up on my itch page.
Yeah, I'm at your page now, so I'll get Shia LaBeouf. Eric, if you want to play a 10 Second Boss. Does that work?
Yeah, just because we're already here, that's fine.
Yeah, let's do it.
I appreciate the.
I will update the text on the bottom.
I'm going to skip the instructions because I can game. Here we go.
Pro gamer.
All right. Loving the juice, loving the spray, loving the, okay.
And then, yeah, like the left trigger, when you do like that little dash, gives you like little invincibility so you can run away a little bit faster. And every 10 seconds he gets a new power up. So the one he just got was, I think, auto healing.
Yes.
So he's going to continuously heal.
Great.
And now he got more auto healing. So he's going to heal
right.
more. And then you won.
Oh, that was really quick. I was so bad at this game.
All right, I'll stay alive for a little bit longer. Or I'll let the boss stay alive for a little longer. How about that?
I did definitely make this one a little easier than I make a lot of my other games. But if you do let him live for like 3 rounds, depending on what he gets, it could become almost impossible.
Let's do it.
Which I thought was fun.
Yeah, I love the trail. Oh,
yeah.
Boy.
And so this was made for the very first week of the class.
I could test it, I guess. Oh, okay, so I can dodge through bullets.
Yes.
Sweet. I like that.
Did you and all the students have experience with Unity and game making tools beforehand, or was this all sort of like learned on the fly?
I mean, I've been this is my senior year at Post, so I've been working in Unity for a while. I think maybe there was like a couple people that were a little bit new to it, but I don't think there was anyone that was completely new to Unity.
Right. Okay.
I heavily dissuaded people who didn't have experience in some game engine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because it's a lot to try to like learn how to use whatever engine you're using and try to make a reasonably good game.
Yeah.
I do know there was a good amount of weeks that people did try to learn new things. Like I think one of the weeks someone tried doing networking. One of the weeks someone tried doing there was like a lot of times people were trying to do like really out there things, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's good, and I think that's also pretty natural in terms of game jamming. Like game jamming, one of the you're kind of encouraged to try something different, right?
Totally. And part of the structure of this class, which again, this comes from Bennett Foddy and Doug Wilson, is students are only graded on their 4 best games.
Okay. Oh, that's great. What a good idea.
So there's a lot of room to fail. You lose points, you just don't bring in anything for a week. If you tried something and it was a total disaster, that's not necessarily going to count against you.
Yeah, okay.
We wanted to encourage people to try weird stuff, new stuff. Or
try
stuff.
Does this boss full heal at 10 seconds? What?
Yes. He doesn't actually get a full heal up until a certain point. It starts with a base amount based on what level he's at. So once he gets to like level 10, then he's gonna get a full heal every time. Which is why I said if you let him stay alive, it does get very impossible.
No problem.
Jeez.
But see how long you can last at this point.
I want a counter to see how long I can last. I need to prestige or something.
Oh, right, yeah, leaderboards would be interesting.
That'd be a good idea.
I want to see what boss level I've defeated.
Yeah.
Oh, that's also.
And like a list of his mods will pop up in order at the end. Like pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
It's like double daggers a bit.
Yeah, exactly. You got one more week, Nick. Make it happen. Be used the animator before.
Nick actually did make a sequel to this one for the sequel week where it became a platformer, which is also quite good, but I kind of like the simplicity of this one.
This is never gonna end.
It'll end when you die, Eric.
Yeah, this is just commentary on the modern condition.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah, you're gonna get down to like 10% health, 90% of the health now.
Can I break it? Is that a win condition? Like, will it break at some point? Is there like a while loop somewhere in there that I can try?
I haven't played long enough to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there are any while loops.
Right, or there's just a floating point that overruns at some point.
Yeah. Move. Oh, look at this. Okay.
I do really like you pointed at the trail, and I do like the animation on the trail as you dodge in and out. It's a nice touch.
Oh, nice.
Nick is well known in our program for making very juicy games. So I think maybe now is a good time to switch to Shia LaBeouf, because I think if you start another round, Eric, it's going to go for like either 10 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm going
to not totally
out.
This is just revenge here.
Yeah, now
he does have functional googly eyes, which took me like a solid half hour to do, but it was worth it.
No, it's totally worth it. I know that feeling.
Wait, Oh, does he Google inside game? I just want to see it. I won't play.
Yeah, like as he moves around, he'll do like little googly eye stuff.
Is it random?
Well, it's just based on physics. So based on the way he moves.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
So like when he stops moving, they'll stop. When he starts moving again, they'll go.
Worth it.
I did not realize that. That's great.
Can I hit him with his bullet?
No.
Okay.
I don't think they turn fast enough. But you can bully him.
Yeah, that's the point. Okay. Excellent. Thank you, Nick.
Awesome. Okay, then we're doing a little switcheroo, but next up we'll have Nick playing Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
I will.
Oh, wait, hang on. Might have to drop the audio a little bit. Give me a second. Yeah.
No one is wondering if the eyes will also fall out of its head.
No, I think.
Named, which is some in-joke I'm not aware of.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, Nolan. It's fine.
It's all good. There we go.
See if I can spell correctly in the chat.
So I'll let you play, and then
nope, that's the wrong links.
Yeah, there's some important audio here.
Oh yeah, we definitely need to show the audio on that one.
Yeah. Is it controller or keyboard?
It's going to be a controller.
Yeah, I just didn't have focus.
You're walking in the woods.
Whoa.
There's no one around, and your phone is dead. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot him. Follow him, about 30 feet back.
Oh no!
You're walking in the woods.
Okay.
There's no one around, and your phone is dead. Out of the
what's the
corner
jump
of your
button
eye,
on this one?
A or X?
A, probably.
Okay.
He's following
that one got me good.
30 feet back. He gets down on all fours and breaks into a sprint.
Wow.
He's gaining on
Shia LaBeouf.
You're looking for your car, but you're all turned around.
Oh.
He's almost upon you now, and you can see there's blood on his face. My God, there's blood everywhere.
Running for your life from
Wow.
Finishing a knife, it's Shia LaBeouf. Lurking in the shadows.
Whoa.
This is distracting.
Shia LaBeouf. Killing for sport. Shia LaBeouf. Eating all the bodies. Actual cannibals.
You're walking in the woods.
Almost got it.
There's no one around.
It does restart to the beginning every time.
Out of
this one's brutal.
Yeah.
How are you animating the hand that's holding the flashlight?
Gets down on all fours and breaks into a sprint.
All the art and animations is done by an alumni, Ted
You're looking for your car, but you're all
we got the
turned
feed,
around.
and I just shot him a message. I'm like, hey, Shia LaBeouf game. He's like, oh yeah.
My God, there's blood everywhere.
So he did all the animations, but for the flashlight, I'm just rotating it based on the control direction.
Oh, okay. His whole arm.
Living in the woods. Shia LaBeouf.
Didn't hear her.
The entire arm rotates then?
Just the forearm.
Oh, okay.
And then the hand holds the flashlight.
Like normally holding a flashlight.
You lost yourself.
Yeah.
Stranded with a murderer. You creep silently through the underbrush. Aha! In the distance, a small cottage with a light on. Hope. You move stealthily toward it, but your leg! Ah! It's caught in a bear trap!
So, for this one, I didn't get to the end of the song, and then when I heard we were doing the stream, I sent Ted another message. I was like, oh, we should definitely finish this game. And then Ted worked on it a bunch, and I failed him and didn't finish the programming.
You're walking in the
So, Nick, I don't know if you can turn the game audio down a little bit. Some of
sure.
is pretty loud in the stream.
Out of the corner of your eye, you spot him.
A bit better.
He's following you, about 30 feet back. He gets down on all fours and breaks into a sprint, gaining on you.
Yeah. Other than that, it's pretty cool. But yeah, sorry, Ted. I'll be better maybe next time.
Yeah.
I just posted a link to Ted's itch page, by the way, in the chat. He has a lot of other really good stuff, and he took this class when it was offered 2 years ago. and made a bunch of really good-looking games, many of which are on his itch page.
I think he made like a what's it called? Like a launcher for it when we were in that class that has every game a week game he did.
Oh, nice! Wow.
In that class, all of his were really good.
Yeah.
Let me know if the volume is still out of control.
I think it's good.
It's better.
Sorry, I was like in complete focus mode earlier. It's a lot of concentration.
So I think you can use your flashlight to help reveal where platforms are.
Right. I mean, I'm just like trying to keep it roughly in front of me.
Sure.
The murderer.
Yeah, I like how many sort of events in the song have unique things that happen in the game. Like when his face appears all over.
Yeah. And then this one's harder to see, but when it says brandishing a knife, he specifically takes out a knife.
Nice.
And then the next time he comes back, it's gone. When he mentions the car, you can see the car on the bottom platform.
Yeah. So, and like the platforms are predetermined, right?
Yeah, they're all predetermined.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I felt like with procedural generation, it could have been really weird with making sure everything goes right with the song.
Yeah.
This is a designed experience.
Yes. Yes.
It's the Shia LaBeouf theme park.
You're looking for your car, but you're all turned around. He's almost.
Ed is currently in the chat complaining about the assets he made that won't see the light of day.
Furious.
Yeah. I've done that a few times to both Ted and Alex. I'm sorry.
And you said the player character is Shia LaBeouf in Holes, right?
Yes. He is specifically Shia LaBeouf from Holes. He's wearing the orange jumpsuit and everything.
With a murderer, you creep silently.
I do love the sort of Monty Python paper cutout animation style.
A small cottage with a light. Hope. You move stealthily toward it, but your leg, it's caught in a bear trap.
Yes, and this song came up in the chat also that the song is by Rob Cantor.
Yes, I linked that on the itch page, but I never actually put anything in game, which I should do.
Cool. Yeah, it's a fun one. It's got a really good video for it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Starring Shia LaBeouf, I think, right?
He is in the video.
Yeah, you would have to be.
Secret cameo.
Yeah, that week was a lot of fun. Everyone picked a song and made a game around it.
How did you deal with, like, I mean, I guess these are not commercial products, so licensing isn't really a huge thing.
He's following.
Yeah, no, I didn't get permission.
This was also a class where before we knew everything was going to go digital, we thought it was really just getting shown in-house. And so the kind of idea was to go fast and worry about rights if you were going to release it, which is the polar opposite of how we do every single other class at LIU.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, you need to have the rights to everything. You need to credit it all properly. This one was kind of like, hey, do what works and plan to fix it if you want to release it.
Yeah. So yeah, I just realized that I can actually use the left stick to move the flashlight. I was using the right stick the whole time.
Oh yeah, you can use both.
Yeah.
Now it's dark. You seem
This
to
is
have
me using
lost
both.
it, but you're branded with a murderer. You creep silently through the underbrush. Aha! In the distance, a small cottage with a light on. Hope. You move stealthily toward it, but your leg, it's caught in a bear trap.
Nice. Nick, you're good at that one.
The other art that Ted did that I know of, we got like an inside of the cottage and everything for Shia to be inside of an axe, and also some very nice fighting animations, which again, sorry Ted, but in a future update.
Yeah,
make the sequel. Yeah. There's also some good, unique Shia faces that pop up, like his bag head and all that.
Yes. I forgot what it explicitly says. Ted would probably know in the chat, but I
think it's on the itch page.
There's no one around and your phone is dead.
I think it says like, I'm not that famous anymore, or something along the lines of that, which is what he wore on a red carpet appearance.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not famous anymore. There we go.
Oh yeah, and then that sparked off that whole Marina Abramovich plagiarism thing.
You're looking for your car, but you're
Oh, he he did that, and then somebody said, "Hey, this stunt that you did was actually plagiarized off of Modern Artist."
Right, okay.
So he apologized for that using an apology that he'd also plagiarized.
Sounds
classic shot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you feel bad about my plagiarism.
Someone in the Twitch stream is asking Ted if he has a site. I'll post Ted's itch link.
You're walking in the woods.
Ted, I don't know if you have another portfolio site you want me to link to, but Ted does really good work. Okay, I think
yeah, I can.
That brings us to a good point.
Yeah.
So let's see. Okay, great. So thank you so much for joining us, Nick. I hope it's not too snowy up in Montreal. What?
Because if you don't mind, I'd like to stick around for a little while and watch some of these other games, if I may.
Sure. Yeah, you can hang out. And yes, thank you, Nick Buscemi, as well. And so a few new people here. Hey, Emi, how's it going? Thank you for joining.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And
hi, Yiyi.
Sorry?
Oh. I said hello.
Everyone point at V and say hello.
And we also have our next student, Mike Saladino. So we're going to be playing some of his games.
Hello, everyone.
Hey. So thank both of you for joining today. Okay, and V, I think you are up next. Let's see if there's a title. This one's real long. We're going to see if it fits in the line here, but you are going to be playing Sergeant in the World's Greatest Air Force.
Right, let me push the buttons to make this appear on the stream. Is that running?
Yes, and this one definitely needs audio.
Okay, great. It probably has audio. Haven't tested it on the stream, but...
I think we do not have audio.
Yeah, I can't hear the audio.
Let me just try that again with audio, hopefully now enabled. How's that? There we go.
Definitely have audio. You might want to turn the volume down a little bit if you can.
Too much audio.
How is that? Is that an appropriate quantity of audio?
I think so, yeah.
My ears will survive this.
So this is a Strand-like game.
Strand-like?
Yeah, I see the Monster Energy drink.
Oh, yes, yes, exactly.
Yeah, so the theme for this week was rituals, and Professor Wallace explicitly said he doesn't want demon shooters, so this was rituals from my experience in the Air Force.
I think I said if you do a demon shooter, you have to make it interesting.
Fair enough, that is what you said.
This soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah, so the reason for the Backstreet Boys thing is every Wednesday was Backstreet Wednesday, and we'd play that in the shop.
Okay.
And then also the music video for the Backstreet Boys video was in an airport, so it just kind of fit the theme.
Yeah. Are those your lungs?
Yep. And the way to win is to kill your lungs, I guess, but...
Oh, no.
Oh, I see.
They look very sad, and you shouldn't want to, but you have to.
This is for America, after all.
Yeah. And then after all that, you start getting trippy.
Oh, yeah.
All strung up on nicotine and caffeine. It's just a bunch of post-processing and pitch changing.
Oh, good. I'm getting like strong Looney Tunes vibes.
I feel like I've got an unfair advantage from this, having messed around with post-processing stuff earlier today. I'm like, no, my mind is completely able to filter out.
and all of like the random values and stuff or all of the post-processing values are random. So every time you play it, it'll get like different speeds for the vignette or colors and stuff. So it'll be a little different every time.
I love actually, especially for a thing on like the theme of ritual, how like normally it's like, look, here's the kind of like tranquil kind of stuff that you do, you know? Here's the calming, and instead here's like, oh no, it's just getting more and more manic, and like, you know, can you hold on as you keep going?
I really love the way the monster energy just splashes everywhere.
Yeah. It's like the Cookie Monster.
Yeah, he's too aggressive with the can. He can't get in the end.
Ripping with it, baby. So this was fairly indicative of your time in the Air Force?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like a common saying that the Air Force runs on Monster and nicotine.
Right.
And that's an actual picture of my shop that I worked at.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's good.
Someone in the chat is saying that this is like the pink elephant scene in Dumbo. So this game just keeps on going, right? Do the effects get more and more wild as you keep playing?
It's just a random between integer values, so it could be more or less wild every time.
We were talking before about like the different ways that the different names that come up. So I like seeing Tennis for Two.
Yeah. So when I made this, I made a Tennis for Two like modern remake the week before, and then I totally overrided that entire source code with this game, so that doesn't exist on my computer anymore.
Oh no!
Yeah.
All that's left is the footnote.
Yeah.
And I think actually that you have, is the Tennis for Two one up on your itch page as well?
No, it's not. It's
okay.
It's gone. I mean, I could get the build out of the folder for Dropbox.
Sure. But for folks watching at home, there are actually a number of other games that Mike made in this class that are also available on his itch page. Let's see. All right. I love it. Depending on when we're talking, this like comes in louder or not.
Yeah.
Should we move on to the next one? Another very audio-centric one. Yeah, we're about at that time. So thank you for playing that one, V.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next up, Emi, you are playing AOL Instant Maniac.
I am, and I actually brought a costume change that I thought was thematically appropriate. One sec.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It's exciting.
Hell yeah.
But I can't see it.
Hey, that's perfect.
Okay, I'm in the correct mindset for AOL now.
Did you make that yourself out of free sample discs?
No, I got this one time when I went to GDC, and my luggage got mailed to Russia instead of San Francisco. So my friend gave me this, and I've had it ever since.
Nice. Also, Mark is saying in the chat that that last one had a perfect amount of chaos, which I think makes a lot of sense for someone who built a pinball machine that shoots a strobe light at your eyes.
Yes. All right, so should I start screen sharing then?
Yeah, and make sure you get the audio on this one as well.
Okay. Share computer sound. Okay, here it is. There we go. Buttons. Cool. All right, I think that's all I gotta do, right? I've never done this before.
Yeah, we could see it.
Welcome.
Oh, you can hear it too.
It's very
Yeah, I need to turn it down a little bit in the volume mixer. For whatever reason has decided that when you share a screen, it should be 1 million decibels.
Yeah, start at 105.
So where is that button? Sorry to be like the mom.
So you're on Windows, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna right-click the little sound icon on the bottom right of just like Windows and open volume.
Oh, okay, just that one will do it?
Yep, and then you scroll over to the game and you turn it way, way down.
Okay, let's see if this works. Retry. Better?
Come now. Surely we can
Okay, I'll do.
So in the volume mixer, make sure you're turning down the game, not just the like general speakers.
Yeah.
And if you're turning down the game, put it at like 4%, like super low.
So, volume mixer.
Yeah, you should have like a horizontal scrolling list of like all the apps that are open.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I don't use Windows at all, so I'm like supreme mom right now.
You're teasing the song.
No, wait.
Or into it in the chat.
Okay, I'm not finding this mixer thing.
If you scroll like in the volume mixer, do you have the volume mixer open? Can you scroll horizontally?
No, I'm not finding the volume mixer is what I'm saying.
You see the little like sound icon on the like system tray on the bottom right?
Yes.
Right click that and there should be an option for volume.
Oh, here we go. All right.
Sweet. And then scroll horizontally.
I just typed it into the search.
I don't think that'll do it.
Input. Oh, here it is. I found it. Okay, buttons. Okay, let's try again.
All right, let's do this.
Better?
Surely we can
still pretty loud.
Better? Okay.
Can you turn it down a little more?
Loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Andy said, it's got to be at like 4%.
Okay, 4.
Like real low.
Real low. Thanks, buddies.
Yeah, surprisingly low.
This is why I don't stream. Okay, here we go. Attempt number whatever. Better?
Much
yes, better. You got it.
Woo! Oh man, these little squares stress me out.
I hate to
so
do
bad.
this to you, but did you check optimize for video?
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay, then let's do it. It was a little choppy, but
yeah, it's very choppy.
But that's the internet.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi is real bad. I tried to fix it, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's.
All right, I'll continue.
Yeah, let's do it.
Come now. Surely I know so much about you.
I mean, I'm already getting a feel for all of this right now.
You'd be nothing without
Oh.
me.
Yeah, the game is very hard, and it only gets harder as it goes on.
Mike, have you beaten it?
I've beaten it twice. I tried yesterday to beat it again for like 4 hours because I wanted to get a full video of it, and I could not do it. So very hard.
Wow.
There is, however, a cheat
Yeah, I'm not
button.
particularly good at game. Oh no. There's a cheat button?
There is a cheat button, yes. If you press H when you start, it'll give you a little helper platform so you could actually get through.
I don't know. I feel like you don't grow unless you suffer or something, right? That's what they say.
I suffered a lot before I put that in.
You cheat, you just rob yourself of the opportunity for growth, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's true. It did feel really good when I finally beat it, but it's ridiculous.
Yeah, you sort of like start getting into a zone unless you start talking.
Yeah. With the Shia LaBeouf game, I mean, it's like all I could do is focus on this one thing in front of me.
But this is why I'm having other people play it, so I don't have to worry about that online.
Yeah, I'm shamelessly bad at video games. I do not care. It's just like, yes, I am awful. It's fine. Just accept it about me.
Yeah. I can't quite tell from the stream. Is the AOL person animated?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah, it's just
that was handcrafted.
It was, yeah. I mean, I didn't make the logo, but yeah, I put like little frames in between it to make it move.
Ah, that long jump. That long jump. I feel like that's the furthest I get, and then I get stuck. My cat just got really mad at me for like yelling, and he's like, "Please stop."
You can double jump.
Yeah, so like sometimes I'm fast enough to do it. Other times I'm so confident in myself. I'm like, hard press. No. Ah.
Come now. Surely we can be friends. I know so much about you.
No.
I love you. Look at everything I've done for you.
And I figured out a new trick where you can just sort of like glide if you're fast enough.
I bet you're busy talking to some. Is she hotter than me? Would you? Are you ready?
I think I beat my best. See? That's
There's
what I get
some
for
fun stuff that happens kind of towards the middle of the song, so let's go ahead and cheat on this one, which is the only way I've ever seen the fun stuff in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, so what button do I press again?
I think it's H.
Yeah.
Okay. So do I do it at the start or now?
At the start of the game.
Cool. All right, here we go. It's H time.
It's 8 o'clock.
Oh no, I'm so bad that I can't even press H to save myself.
Yeah, the game kind of just throws you right into it, so. I've missed my help platform too.
Nice, okay.
So now you can simulate that you are actually doing well.
It's just like coast along.
You can definitely still die with the help platform. I know I have.
Oh, good.
Why don't you answer me? I bet you're talking to some.
Yeah. Put some sensors in so that my little sister could play.
Oh.
Custom
so
sensors.
sweet.
Yeah.
Excellent.
This for why?
Yeah, with the help platform, the Facebook chasing you illusion is ruined. Because you get stuck a lot.
I can actually like better focus on what it's doing now though, and it's just like ominously pulsating at me. And I'm offended by it, quite frankly.
Facebook.
Facebook needs. Oh god. Oh god.
Yeah. It's a real eye-wrenching red there.
No one in the chat is wondering what everyone's first AIM screen name was, if they feel comfortable sharing that.
Mine was Nike Bab 42.
Yeah.
Because everyone in my class was really into Nike, and I wanted to be a babe instead of a nerd with giant glasses, which is what I actually was, and I misspelled babe, so I ended up with Nike Bab.
That's really funny.
Nice.
Yeah. I think I was Solid Snake.
Nice. I was Soul Survivor 69 because of the Kanye West song and because I was a kid.
Oh my god. Oh no.
That's nice numbers, so.
Yeah.
I think honestly, I might have been Draxus69, just because like
classic
69ers.
Yeah, well, we were.
I was like,
we were young.
10. It was
We
hysterical.
were all like 10 years old
Yeah.
and very into the number 69.
Yeah.
We know because
Yeah.
Dare had indoctrinated us and taught us that drugs were extremely bad.
Yeah, 9818 turned into 9869 for a long time.
God, am I the only one who didn't have like a 69?
No, I was Pokemaster, which is about as like pure as it gets.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Nice.
My next one was Cool Cat 78.
Nice.
I was posturing a lot. I was very determined not to be a nerd.
Were they C's or K's? Or a combination?
With C's.
Okay, okay.
It was C's. Because I needed to be grammatically correct, I guess.
Yeah.
Very cool.
You gotta spell your
Poor
names
past Emi.
right.
Yeah. All the coolest kids are grammatically correct.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is this one? I forget. Is this over? Or is it about to do a thing?
It's going to do a thing once it's done with this little quiet part.
Oh, good.
Okay.
The next beat
So
drop,
then-
it'll gets to the reason why the game is pretty much impossible.
Oh no.
Alright, so we'll give this one some extra time because now that we're this far, we got to do it.
Yeah.
Coming back around. Okay. Drops on its way.
So now everyone.
Oh, now we're
So,
big.
Yeah. So now the player like gets scaled to the beat of the song,
Oh no.
and since the rigid body on the player is also getting scaled, like it's like impossible.
So I saw this a couple of weeks ago. Can you how did you get the intensity of the song to scale the player?
Yeah. So with audio sources, there's a class or a attribute my spectrum data, and it takes you give it an array, and it'll populate an array with like frequency values
Okay.
for
Okay.
the music, and then that's how I got the thing on the bottom. Those are just squares, and their y value is equal to added the spectrum data for that square.
Wow. Okay.
I had no
That's
idea you
awesome.
didn't have that. Yeah.
And then for
Yeah.
Facebook, the way I get the trail to bounce is just Facebook's y is going with the spectrum data.
So it's spectrum data, yeah. Because I've used outside assets for stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah, it's all built into Unity.
That's excellent. There was some talk about how
Oh.
using
Woo!
using music in your game is and moving things along with music makes your game instantly amazing.
No.
I mean, it helps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you HTML doesn't support spectrum data, so I tried to make it so you could play in browser, but there's no spectrum data stuff, so it is significantly worse without all of the cool visuals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have a lot of post-processing stuff there too.
Yeah.
Awesome, Mike. Thank you so much. Emi, thank you for playing that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was real fun.
Thanks for having me. And thanks for playing
Yeah.
my stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're
Good
going
work.
to.
Thank you.
So we're gonna welcome Ramsey. Hey.
What's up? Hey, Ramsey.
And we're so Ramsey is our next panelist, game developer and artist here in New York, and then our next student is going to be Jack. Hi, Jack. Jack.
Hello.
Up over there.
What's up?
I'm actually going to step away, so this is my
right.
departure. But
Yes. Thanks so much for joining us, Eric.
thanks everyone for being here. Thanks everyone for making stuff, and keep making weird games. Make fun games and good games too, but make weird ones. I'll see you all soon.
Support this message.
Great hanging out.
Awesome. Thank you, Eric. And let's see. So we are playing Gamer Scorch. All right. So that is going to be you, V.
Nice. I
Put the info up there.
let me just share.
Get the link here.
Can you see that? Hear that?
Yeah, we can see it. We can hear it.
Yes.
Your students have very good taste in music.
Oh, I don't know this song. What is it?
I have no idea what it is. I just like it.
This is. It's from Katana Zero. It's another track so cool. Katana Zero has a very nice soundtrack.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
Really fits the theme I was going for too.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
So what is the game that I'm burning?
So, okay, so there's actually some history with this, because the theme of the week was games as ritual. So I have a friend who has this very odd ritual where he really hates this one game, and every year he goes and burns a copy of it.
What is the game, though?
Infamous Second Son.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
That's a choice.
But I just thought, oh, that's kind of a weird, wacky way to like incorporate rituals into this. So I'm gonna make a game where we play as my friend burning copies of the game.
Does he buy a new copy just to burn?
Yes.
I know there's some distinct problems with this ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He understands that he's financially supporting the thing that he hates.
Well, I think he buys used copies, so I don't know.
Right, but does he like kind of keep an eye out for used copies of the game, like when it gets to that time of year?
Yeah, I think so.
That's amazing.
I don't know if he does it anymore. I know he did it at a time. He showed me pictures.
It sort of reminds me of like when I was a kid, people buying Anarchy shirts from Hot Topic. You know what I mean? It has the same energy.
I suppose so.
And
Yeah,
who's trying to stop him in this game? Is it the publisher or
the GameStop employees? Or whatever game company. I didn't actually name them. Yeah. So you don't
having been a employee of large video game corporation, I can assure you that we absolutely would have helped.
I mean, I think if somebody was walking around with a very large stick trying to burn my shop, I would probably be like, stop doing that, please.
No, I used to make jokes about lighting the games on fire all the time. People would come in and ask if I actually liked video games, and I was like, no, I hate them. I want to set them on fire.
I can really imagine you saying that, actually.
Yeah.
I do love this cavernous, dark GameStop.
Well, it's after closing time. All the lights are off.
No, it's very true to life. It's true to life. Those stores are just poorly lit. I like how the gondolas are represented. It's just good times all around. Accurate games experience, in my opinion.
Sorry, Emi, if I'd known, I would have given this one to you.
Can you burn the GameStop employees?
You can, but you aren't supposed to.
Right, okay.
Because that's murder, and you don't want to do that.
Right, murder.
That's a game over state, right?
Right, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Games generally don't encourage you to murder people, so that's.
Yeah, I mean, from what I know of games, generally speaking, they like it when people stay alive.
Yeah.
That's their favorite.
Yeah, that's the main goal of most games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doom 1 famously. Yeah.
Congratulations.
That was nice. Especially
Gamer scorched.
learning the like layout of the store by going around, and actually also like navigating via the game copies glowing, like this like thing of like, oh, there's like a glimmer in the corner. I'm gonna head towards that because that's what happens if I do.
Oh no!
Well, we all learned a valuable lesson.
That was very stressful.
That's why you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
That's why it's a game over.
Yeah. I also like how this character has like a comically large torch, completely unwieldy.
It's like a.
I mean, that's what my torches look like. Oh, nice.
Yeah, now you're just spinning poi.
Yeah, you're just going full Burning Man up in here.
I don't feel I'm entirely to blame for that guy dying.
Yeah,
well, you are the one who went into the GameStop and started spinning fire around.
Now I think you're just enjoying this.
Yeah. So it's been
this is actually kind of efficient, really.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I mean, if you can stay away from the employees, sure.
Yeah.
Do they avoid the fire at all?
No, they're very keen to run into it.
Oh yeah, no, they want to keep their job, so they got to stop you.
Yeah, but,
well, I mean, they're also sort of like hoping for the sweet release of death, so that way they no longer have to continue in their employment situation.
So some folks in the chat, he is saying that the particle effects look really great.
I have a ton of fun with particle effects in my games. I love making stuff look really pretty with particles.
Yeah,
the lighting effect is really nice too.
I had a student once turn in a game and apologize because she said she put too many particles in. I said there was absolutely no such thing.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
Go to town. That's why they're there.
The more the particles, the better the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just count the particles. That's how you know how good the game is. You can count the particles.
Mm-hmm. I personally refuse to work on games unless they have a certain number of particles in them.
You gotta meet my
particle in the name of my games.
Exactly. That's why it's a great game.
Wow! Wow! Just fully vindictive.
There's a lesson here about, like, I don't know, attitudes to violence in video games. Like, eventually you're just gonna let people to see what
just
happens.
go full nihilist.
Yeah.
It's like, the route that every Sims game takes eventually.
Yeah. You become
cool.
a board god.
Well, since you just got a game over there on purpose, I know. Now is a good time to switch over to our next game by Jack, Rogue Torpedo 2. I will update here. Who's playing that one? I gotta take a look at this.
That's me.
Hey, Ramsey, you are playing that one.
Okay, I will try and not fuck up the screen share. Let me know if I do.
And I will take this opportunity to head out. It was good to see you all.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
Hi, Nick.
See
Thanks so much for joining us.
Yep. Have a great
See you
time,
later.
folks. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Does that look okay?
The volume's real loud.
So I'm gonna do that system volume mixer trick.
Yes.
And turn it all the way down, right?
Pretty far. Keep some, but like 4%.
The game is not showing up in my mixer though. I'm seeing everything else.
Is the game running right now?
The game is running.
It's not in the mixer.
That's funny. Let me.
I'm glad I'm not the only mom.
Jack, does this game have like a different title, like you used the previous week's one or something?
I don't believe so.
Okay. If you
I see it. I found it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, there we go. Let me know if this is better. Okay. Share screen. How's that?
I think it's good.
I think
it's good.
Okay.
So this one, as you can probably guess, is also from the sequel week.
Mm-hmm.
Torpedo 1 is your second game of the semester, I want to say.
I think so, yeah.
And this is a update.
Mm-hmm. Very large. All right, here you go.
Fuck. So I play as a torpedo, and I'm trying to stop these other torpedoes from getting to
You're
my
going to
ship.
see them coming through.
Ah!
There they are.
And there's so many of them. And there's only one of me.
There's a camera in the bottom corner that tells you, or it gives you a kind of indicator when they're about to hit. So even if you're on the other end of the map, you can see back to your own.
Just a lonely torpedo looking for some friends in all the wrong places.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're looking for a torpedo, I think the ocean is a good start.
Yeah, where's the right place to make friends as a torpedo?
An Arby's.
Oh no, the meat's so slimy at Arby's. Can we not? Why does anyone eat at Arby's? That's what I want to know.
The purpose of this stream has changed. This is now Arby's chat.
Arby's dunking.
Listen, you knew when you invited me here that somehow I'd find a way to derail something.
That you were going to talk about Arby's.
Definitely. My favorite topic of conversation.
The torpedo controls feel so good. I love how like quick I can sort of spin around.
Yeah, I'm really impressed by your acrobatics, Ramsey.
Thank you. I've been practicing.
Yeah, I like to make.
Not really, no. I did play it at least. I played it once yesterday just to make sure that everything worked.
Yeah, I mean, it
I like to
honestly
make
wouldn't
my,
have surprised me to hear that you were just like staying up late at night, making sure that you were like as acrobatic with the torpedoes.
Gotta put on a good show.
Yeah.
Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Isn't that what they say? I don't know.
Like and subscribe.
Jack, were you about to say something?
Oh, yeah, no, I was just gonna say I like to make my controls feel very snappy and like responsive. I feel like if you can make the controls really like responsive, but still keep a level of difficulty from like the obstacles you face, I feel like that's more fun. Like when a game is like harder to control, it feels a little like.
Sure, yeah.
Like, oh, the controls got me. Yeah. I like to make it when they're more responsive, but like the difficulty still comes from the obstacles.
No, and it's great because when I'm like down here, I need to be really like zippy. But as I'm sort of crawling through the minefields, I actually need to be really sort of careful.
And bad things happen if you hit the mines.
Yeah, I lose my torpedo and I gotta go back.
Oh, I see.
It does clear the mine permanently, so it has that going for it. But...
Yeah, there's a risk reward.
Interesting.
If you're trying to aim for the enemy submarine, it can kind of be annoying because it sends you all the way back, but it also can get rid of that torpedo or the bomb for later on.
Mark in the chat is saying it's like Frogger with torpedoes.
Which is what,
actually, especially with the home areas you have to get to, it's very Frogger-like.
It's what the industry has needed for decades. That's what Frogger was missing, was torpedoes.
That's what I've always said on the subject.
The caution markings on the side makes me feel like this is like some like, I don't know, like simulation thing that's being kind of set up, like you're playing in a little like fish tank with scientists peering down from above.
Like zooms out at the end and it was all in a snow globe the whole time.
Yeah, very few of these games had big twist endings.
I'm toast.
Another tactic is you can use the debris, like you can kind of push it around and push it into the bombs, kind of clear without getting reset. Especially useful, but it's a little.
I didn't realize it blew up the bombs.
The big ones are harder to move.
Where's your god now? Okay.
The big ones can also stop, as you see over there. Like you can actually like provide as a kind of shield to give you enough time to get some more hits in on the submarine.
Do the enemy torpedoes ever trip the mines? They don't. No.
No, they don't.
I guess they'd just clear the minefield if they did.
You're doing good here, though. Playing a real defensive game.
That bell sound is so satisfying.
The bell is really good.
Yeah.
Which is also the sound I understand that submarines make when they're hit by a torpedo.
Oh yeah.
Well, enemy submarines, yes.
Of course. Only the enemy ones.
They just pleasantly ding at you.
Is there a strategy of just like running at the enemy sub just repeatedly as fast as you can before you take too much
You can try. However, if you avoid all the other enemy torpedoes heading towards you, they will all like start hitting all at once, and it'll take a lot of health away.
I tried that strategy when I first got the game because I thought, I got this beat. And it super did not work. I lost really quick.
Yeah, I tried sneaking up the side to just avoid all the mines and the debris, and because there's only one of you, you're just not gonna be able to hit the enemy as hard as they hit you.
Yeah.
I'm already toast.
Oh yeah, you were doing so good. What happened?
I blinked, Andy. I let it go to my head.
The soundtrack stresses me out. I mean, in a good way.
Yeah.
It's effective.
Yeah, the first Rogue Torpedo, because this is a sequel, so the first one didn't actually have music. It was just didn't like effects either.
In a lot of ways, that's even more tense. You know, like I always get the most upset when I'm watching a TV show when all the sound bottoms out completely. I'm like, nothing good is going to happen here.
So Ramsey, I think now might be a good time to call it. Actually,
to switch out. Yeah. All right.
But yeah, that's.
Woo! Thanks for that. That's really good.
I love this menu, by the way. Yeah. Woo.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Jack Sam's consistently had very good like animated menus.
Love me my menus.
Lots of particles. All right, Jack. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's really good. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. Glad you liked it.
All right, next up we are going to have Alex Nicoletta on. There's Alex. Hey.
What's up?
Hello.
Hi there.
And we are going to be playing, what's the first here? Manly Man Simulator.
Oh, yeah.
This is another one you definitely want audio for. So, Emi, I think you are playing that one?
I am, and I'm very excited about it, and I also have a costume change for that.
Excellent.
It was the manliest item that I'm pretty sure I possess.
Oh,
yes.
Very manly.
Very manly. This, if only I had a mustache.
Well, you might grow one after playing the game.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Okay, I've got, the game is awake. Let me do screen share buttons.
Probably also change the volume real hard. We want to hear it, but not at the level Zoom thinks we want to hear it.
Oh, wait, what? Still showing interlocking? Let's see.
Alex, I'm curious, what is behind your head?
This is gym equipment. I'm in the quietest part of my house, so it's an old gym room / storage space.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna try screen sharing. I'm gonna try screen sharing and hoping it doesn't get mad at us.
Yeah, let's do it.
How's that with volume?
I think it's good.
Cool.
Oh, that's good pixel art.
Yes, it's very good. Should I read the instructions? Is that helpful for the stream?
I think so.
Okay, so here's Manly Man Simulator. I too wish to become a manly man, just like this guy, with his muscles and his axe. Press spacebar to chop. Press L to get a new log. Be a man. Wow. Beautiful.
Emi, have you chopped wood before in real life?
So one time I went to rural Canada. I think I chopped wood there, and I am pretty sure that I was awful at it. I have these like teeny tiny noodle arms, and I'm not very coordinated, so yeah, it probably was not ideal. All right, spacebar. Why isn't it working?
Has it got focus?
Let me try buttons. Buttons? Here we go. Buttons? There we go. There we go.
Muscular as heck.
So I tested this before we started.
Logtastic.
I love like the affirmations of how manly I am.
You're so big.
It's to make you feel like a man. There's a bunch of manly sounds and manly like compliments and affirmations to make you feel, muscular and strong.
Yeah. This is like
Nice muscles.
very empowering in regards to my aspirations to be extremely manly.
Yeah.
I've played so many games in my life, and all I could think was, man, I wish this like made me feel more manly. And I'm relieved to know that finally there's something that can help me realize my truth.
We've been missing male power fantasies from games. We just don't have it.
It's so strange. I've never seen them before. And I feel like this is just really pioneering the genre.
I really appreciate your male companionship in a way that makes me unsure about my true feelings for you.
Oh!
I don't want to hide this any longer, and I'm sorry if this changes things between us, but I can't go on living like this. You are my homie. You are my bro. I love you, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just, manly affirmations make you feel like a true bro.
I'm so delighted. This is like better than fanfiction.
Logtastic.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah.
But when is he gonna confess more feelings for me?
You're so big.
He might. Just gonna keep
Wow.
It's
A little
exactly like
bass riff,
Sable
I think,
in
is my
Animal
favorite.
Crossing.
Wow.
The WoW is just so flat. I'm like, I thought you loved me. I thought we had something special. I thought I was your homie.
So this game was. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. In addition to the affirmations, you hear some masculine noises that go along with them, like a little bass riff, as Wallace said, or like a beer can being opened, like gunshots, manly stuff.
So this game was late in the semester. There was 1 week that was an invitational with
Nice hardwood.
a specific theme for them to work on. This was playing to their strengths. Sometimes it was veering in a really different direction than what they'd done. Alex, who has typically made games about being like a mother duck, a recurring theme. I assigned Alex to make an extremely masculine game, or a hyper masculine game, I think might have been the prompt.
Yeah, that was it.
So Manly Man Simulator was the result.
Yeah, I feel like he really rose to the challenge. I've never seen quite anything so manly before in my life.
I'm overwhelmed.
I also, like being the corny person that I am, just like had to strongly resist breaking into song because I'm pretty sure that Twitch hates anything that belongs to anyone else.
You're so big. Nice pumps.
Oh, good card.
Masculine.
I like the one that he just says masculine.
Heck yes, brother.
Oh, heck yes, brother is good. But when is he going to confess more feelings to me?
Amy just wants to advance the narrative, and I'm with her.
Yes. I need to be romanced by the Axeman.
Nice pumps. Masculine.
I love that animation is
Nice
just like
muscles.
extending the arm, no like swinging back or like really going for it. Just that's all it takes.
It's so beefy.
It's all one-handed, and it's all his left hand, which is probably not his strong hand, and he's just showing off.
It's effortless for him. That's how much it is.
Ah yes, excellent chop, sir. Yeah, man. Masculine. Masculine.
And Alex, you did all of the art in this one too, correct?
Yes, I did.
It looks really good. You did a really good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Muscular as heck.
Just want to double check here, but
Muscular
Alex
as
is
heck.
another one where, there's several games up on Alex's itch page, which is backsaw.itch.io, which you can play. So there's at least games from this class on here.
Yeah, I think.
So there's a lot of fun ones to play. It was hard to pick this.
Well, I appreciate you picking this for me. I was like so jazzed when I saw the title. This was fantastic.
I really appreciate your male companionship in a way that makes me unsure about my true feelings for you. I don't want to hide this any longer, and I'm sorry if this changes things between us, but I can't go on living like this. You are my homie. You are my bro. I love you, man.
Yeah, if I was going to make any suggestion for Manly Man Simulator 2, it would be more romance options.
Noted. Maybe it's DLC pack,
Yeah.
The
I really appreciate your male companionship in a way that makes me unsure about my true feelings for you. I don't want to hide this any longer, and I'm sorry if this changes things between us, but I can't go on living like this. You are my homie. You are my bro. I love you, man.
So I'm gonna insert a narrative here because I can. So I feel like after his first confession, he got shy, but now he just can't hold it back any longer. He just wants to like sing it from the mountains.
Yeah.
Where we clearly are.
No, that makes sense. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. I think I'm reaching the obvious narrative conclusion of Manly Man Simulator. I think we should maybe move on to Where's the Manager?
That seems reasonable. Buttons. How do buttons work?
Thank you, Emi.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So playing Manly Man. Nope, we already did Manly Man Simulator. Playing Where's the Manager is going to be V.
Whoop. Let me. I have a window open.
And get that link going also. Okay, so this one also needs audio and will also be bonkers loud if you don't turn it down.
I think we're good.
All right, excellent.
What?
Yeah, so you're just a mother duck getting ready to go shopping with their babies.
Quack.
This is a sequel to another game that I made called Move and Pregnant. So you gave birth in this sequel.
Quack.
Yeah, the first one you were just laying the egg. Now
Yeah,
you get several and it's time to go shopping.
That was it.
Oh my god.
Wow, I've just got a lot of games about violence and walls. It's kind of weirdly like particle maze, you know?
Having spent a long time in Long Island malls, I would say this is a very authentic experience.
How many kids normally are in the mall?
Yeah, just by the sounds alone, you can see why Wallace asked me to make a masculine game. I think that's pretty telling.
So,
This is very soft and gentle.
Before you play again, maybe turn the volume down a little more.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd say this out loud, but I'm getting some Untitled Goose Game meets Hotline Miami vibes.
Oh my god.
And that's a point in the like possibility space that I didn't even know existed, and I'm thrilled.
Quack.
I really like the quacking.
Yeah, if you go to the start nest up at the top, you get the normal quack sounds. But if you uncover the secret nest underneath the couch, that's how you get those, fun and wacky, sounds.
Hotline Miami is a perfect description.
You really build up some speed. Oh, there we go.
I feel like a good alternate title for this would be Black Friday Simulator.
Yeah. I like the title to be open-ended, where it could be from the duck's perspective, like you're an angry duck looking for the manager, or it's from everyone else's perspective. And like, where's the manager?
Oh, very good. I like it.
Very good screen shake on this one as well.
I like as well, like, when the game then, gets to the end, it's not like it just, like, completely freezes you. It's just more like, oh, yeah, it's fine. Just, you can slow down. Calm.
Just take a breather.
Yeah. But you're still in the mall, right? You're still, like, surrounded by all this carnage. Still moving around.
Go to the food court, get you a pretzel.
Yeah. Also, actually, this is a really, weirdly, not Untitled Goose Game, but Push Me, Pull You has this same kind of, the level selected map. You're actually wandering around this, like, little open world bit, and you can uncover, like, secret features by going through the hole in the fence and stuff. which this kind of has with the like, oh yeah, you're at home, you're doing stuff, you can.
Yeah, I want to see the secret start under the couch.
Oh,
that's
okay.
really
Oh no, I think you can still get it.
Yeah.
Nice. Good.
Just gotta work for it.
It's a particular feel to the type of game where you're like spending a lot of time like holding down on a key in a kind of like curious kind of way, wanting it to get stuck like in a
So the original one for this is just as frantic, but I think a little calmer overall, where you're just in a U-Haul smashing boxes looking for a nest, and I like it up to just full carnage.
What's the song, by the way?
The song is a free song from YouTube. It's one of those like they just have a giant list of free music you can use. I believe it's called. Let me pull it up really quick.
Quack.
I believe it's called All Aboard.
Were you like looking for something in particular, or did you just sort of like listen and go with what felt right?
I wanted a particular feel, something close to Coconut Mall from Mario Kart. So I was trying to look for a song that sort of captured that sort of, aesthetic, I guess, musical aesthetic. And I thought that one, had the perfect amount of like cool jazzy beats and enough like upbeat chaos to it that kind of fit with what I was going for here.
It definitely sort of like brings it all together. It's a good choice.
It has the vibe of like a fight scene from Cowboy Bebop or something. When like the jazz like spins up and everything's going wild. So
Very well put, Ramsey.
Thank you.
Yeah. I like also when it slows down. When it slows down, you actually then get to see, here's all of like just like at the end of there, I was like, oh yeah, I can see all these like sweets going around. Because before it feels like confetti, and then suddenly you're like, oh yeah, that's this particular thing. That's a particular thing. Yeah.
I like the television just sort of floating right now.
Oh yeah, the duck is very strong, so all that momentum. The floors might have just been recently waxed. So.
Have you named the ducks?
You could name them right now if you like.
Oh, so much power.
Yeah, you got 7 little babies.
What's a good Pam?
That's a great
Pam. That's a good Long Island name.
Yeah.
What's another one?
Reginald.
No, that's not a Long Island.
You can be Reginald and live in Long Island. Also, I missed the name we were going for. I just thought we wanted duck names.
I imagine
make this Long Island appropriate.
Some Long Island ducks.
Yeah, we got to get some Long Island pride in here. I feel like most of Kyle. Kyle's a good Long Island name.
Well, that's a very Long Island name.
Kelly.
Mike in the chat is saying Karen. I mean, we got a lot of Long Island students here at Long Island University.
Carol. Carol's a good Long Island name.
If you know a duck, tell us what its name is.
I don't personally know a duck. I know of ducks, but I haven't met. I'm not on like first name basis with any ducks.
This is a change I need to make in my life now that I'm thinking about it. My life is definitely lacking in ducks now that I've left Long Island.
Were there more ducks in your life when you were in Long Island?
Yeah, going to the duck pond is like a very like good childhood activity when you're a kid on Long Island.
I thought you were gonna say going to the mall and like having this happen to you.
That's enough. No, this is like, that's why I was like, yeah, this is what it's like.
Is there gravity in the wall? I feel like I'm going down. Right?
There is some gravity. The weight of your babies is always dragging you down ever so slightly.
Yep.
It's a metaphor.
That's why you might, you know.
I think this will be our last Where's the Manager round.
Yeah.
You really get some carnage in there, V.
There's something about a bunch of baby ducks, each with the density of a sun, that is like very, very satisfying.
Oh, that's excellent.
All right.
Good place to go out on.
Thank you so much for playing, V. Thank you for making some games for us, Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
It was great meeting you all.
I've been doing a bad job of posting the itch links before and after the game. Doing a good job posting before, but I'll try to post them after as well. But link in the chat there. Okay, so next up we have, or first of all, V, if you want to stay on, totally good. You've done your obligation in terms of gameplay. Appreciate it. And we're gonna introduce Nick. Hey, Nick.
Hey, what's up?
Nick panelists. We got 2 Nick students, 2 Nick panelists to even things out. Nick is a game developer here in New York, also a member of Death by Audio Arcade. And we also are welcoming Chris Ortiz, whose games we're going to be playing next.
Hi, how are you guys? Could you guys hear me good?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, perfect. Hey, thank you so much for having me on the stream.
Yeah, thanks for making some games. So first up is going to be Spoops 2, Even Spoopier, and that is you, Ramsey.
All right, let's try to share this. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Pretty good.
Cool. All right. Play. So I forget. Yeah. So this works with a gamepad, I think.
It does. Yep. You could use any controller, I believe, but if you want, you can just use traditional keyboard controls. If you like, also like.
I did it. Yeah. There we go. My gamepad's working again.
There you go.
Let's get even spoopier.
So as the name implies, this was also for sequel week.
Yep.
So I have to use my flashlight to kill these ghosts.
Yep.
Without touching them.
Oh, yep. Be careful.
Oh,
Also,
wow.
If you see on the top left too, every time you use your flashlight, it gets a little bit the meter goes up a little bit, and when it gets up too much, you lose a little bit of electricity, and you can't use your flashlight. Oh, got the heebie-jeebies.
I got heebie-jeebie to death.
Yep,
and then
got the heebie-jeebies.
And then there's some ghosts that I can only see with the flashlight, right?
Yep. That makes it even spookier.
Oh wow, that ghost just like hit in the wall.
Yes.
Ghosts can do that.
Yeah.
And then
oh, look at that ghost!
It's got a ghost T.
It looks like it's got a mustache.
It does have a mustache.
I was about to ask, is it like disgruntled or does it have facial hair?
Simple answer, yes.
Good. I approve.
All the ghosts have soul patches.
Oh,
be careful. Oh,
shit.
Nick, I like the pun. I got it.
This bass line's real good.
Thank you.
Yeah, the music in these games is really next level.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, usually for a lot of these games, I usually get them from what's called freemusicgamesarchive.org, I believe. And it's by this artist called Komiko or something like that. And this artist makes really good music. Like I use their music for almost all the games I play, or all the games I make. I credit them, and like it's really good music.
Future collaborator, in my opinion.
I wish. I hope to in the future.
Yeah, reach out to him.
Oh, definitely.
I keep bumping into these damn ghosts.
Yeah.
You should explode them.
Yeah, definitely the trick is that once you get them in the light, do not move. Kind of like try to stay stationary just for a couple seconds and they'll blow up.
Dig Dug style.
Like that. There you go. There you go.
Pop. Damn you. There you go.
It's teaching you about patience, Ramsey.
And about ghosts.
Ooh.
No, he's gonna snipe me. Oh, gotcha.
There you go.
Oh shit. Oh, I probably touched an invisible ghost. God damn.
I think a ghost. Yeah, I think a ghost snuck up on you.
Gotcha. Is that a little bow tie?
Which one? Oh, on the ghost?
Yeah.
It is a bow tie. He's going for a date. Yeah, it's actually funny. So like Wallace said before you start playing the game, this was actually a sequel week. So basically the whole point of this game was it was a sequel for a game we made the previous week. And Spooks 1, it was so Spooks 1 basically it was only made with one with the joystick in mind. And in the first game, every time you killed a ghost, they have like a dying quote. And I kind of went a little bizarre with the dying quotes there. But the blue ghosts, they were going on a date. That's why they have a bow tie. That's why they try to look a little nice. So a lot of the ghosts have like little backstories depending on like what they look like.
Can you tell us more about the ghost, like disgruntled mustache ghost?
Oh, so basically disgruntled mustache ghost is he's a little bit pissed off. So in the first game, every time you kill him, he will always say like a little angry quote. The blue ghost is going on a date, like he died. So he died knowing that he was going on a date, and that's kind of haunting him in the afterlife. The green ghosts are going through puberty. So they have a little bit of acne on in the front. They also have acne too. So there's that. And the white ghosts are just generic looking ghosts.
Are the acne ghosts upset about the fact that they never got to go to the dermatologist?
Oh, very, very upset.
I would be too.
Yeah. Trust me, growing up as a high schooler, I was very upset too.
All these ghosts died on their way to a date. That's actually really heartbreaking.
It is very heartbreaking.
They were just looking for love, and it was in all the wrong places because they died.
Exactly.
I like to think that the blue ghosts, like they're paired up. They were all trying to go for dates with each other when some terrible thing happened.
That's even more morbid.
Oh, see, I took it to a different zone where they were victims of like a serial killer who would match with them on Tinder and lure them out and then murder them.
Does it have to be Tinder though?
No, it does not.
Okay.
That was just the first one that came to mind.
That's very spoopy.
Mm-hmm.
It is very spoopy.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I should make a horror game.
Yeah.
Ooh, be careful, be careful.
I like that date ghosts really let their hair down too.
They did. Yeah, they had to look nice for the date.
I think it's definitely some Earthbound Mr. Saturn vibes from that, from all the ghosts, but especially that red one.
I can kind of see it. I could actually kind of see it. Oh, the ghost got me.
So are the heebie-jeebies like cats?
When I think of heebie-jeebies, I usually think of like that kind of like shiver you get every time you think of like something really spooky.
Well, there's just like those cats flying in the background.
Okay. So the thing is, so basically, the whole point of Spooks 2 is that in the first game you kill the ghosts, right?
Right.
So in this game, the ghosts are now coming after you again, but you see a timer in the top right of the screen?
Mm-hmm.
When the timer hits 0, the king ghost will come out and he'll try to attack you.
Oh.
Ramsey, make it to 0.
Yeah, so I'd say just run around, try shining your light, try to kill as many ghosts as you possibly can, because once it hits 0, the king ghost will not come out. And that's basically what that big brown thing in the background was. Ooh, be careful. Ooh.
Dangerous here.
Ooh, almost there.
So close.
So be careful because you should be coming from the top, I believe.
2, 1, King Ghost.
And he should be coming out any second now, so be really, really careful.
King.
All
right, this is where the spoops comes in.
I'm legit spooped. Shit.
There it goes.
Oh my god. some real Spelunky vibes with a giant game-ending ghost coming out.
I actually never played Spelunky. Is it good?
Yeah, it's a classic.
Classic?
Some people are way into it.
Some people might say it's the best game ever made.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Some people may have started podcasts about playing the game for years and years. Does the King Ghost have a backstory?
Honestly, I didn't even think that far with the King Ghost.
Did he die as a king, or did he become a king in the afterlife?
That's what I want to know.
You know what? I'll leave it up to you guys. Let's come in with the backstory right now.
Left as an exercise for the reader.
Exactly.
Okay. So if we've decided canonically that the date ghosts have all been killed by one person, then the King Ghost is like a victim that was like particularly aware of what was going on and has been fueled by their desire for revenge and escalated to royalty.
I think King Ghost was prom king at the prom where all the
Good. Love it,
you're on to something. You're on to something. Write this down.
All right. Well, having solved that one, why don't we move on to Climb Spider Climb?
Ooh.
So this was Climb Spider Climb was another alt control game. Alt control / weird control. So it's another one that actually uses the PlayStation 4 controller, but in an unconventional way. So Nick,
very unconventional way.
Nick is going to give us a go at that. So Nick, can you open your volume mixer and turn the game volume way down? Probably to like 4% or so.
Is that any better? Is it loud?
No, that's the same. So you can't just turn your computer volume down. You have to turn this app down specifically.
I see.
So if you're on, can you just stop the screen share for a bit because I can't change it at all?
Yeah.
No worries. It's a weird process. So you're on Windows, right, Nick?
Yes.
Okay. So on the bottom right of your screen, just like in the system tray, there's a little speaker icon to like. If you right-click that, you will get the option for volume mixer.
Yes.
You can scroll horizontally to find the game and turn it to like 4%, like ridiculous. Because it just really cranks the volume on anything you do, and it does not care about your overall system volume. It's a little prank.
Okay.
This is pointing out that your games are very spooky, going from ghosts to spiders. Although I think this is a friendly spider.
It is a friendly spider. He's just trying to climb.
Yes,
much better.
That looks good.
Perfect.
So Nick, I don't know if you can like show us on the webcam how you're holding the controller.
Right. Yes.
It's gonna be
possible.
It's gonna be a very interesting setup.
Okay. Let's see if I can get this going. So would you mind helping me for a second? Would you point my webcam at the controller real quick? All right. So yeah, to mimic the spider's control, I'm going to be controlling like this. These represent each limb. These the circle X and D-pad down and left, and then the analog sticks are controlling the bottom and the top of the spider's limbs respectively. It's I'm not very good at it, so I'll try my best.
There we go.
You, Nick.
Oh yeah, you have to keep all buttons held. If you let go of more than one at a time, you fall.
Hello.
Okay, so let's see if I can get
There we go.
Okay.
So I guess the backstory behind you fell. There he goes.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's all good. So basically, the whole backstory behind the creation of this game was that when Wallace gave us the prompt for weird input, this thinking of a game that had like a really weird input was it was very challenging. It really was challenging because like a lot of games they're meant for comfortability, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, I was trying to think of a game that that I played before that has like a really weird input, and the first game that came to mind for me was Quap.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like for me, like playing Quap, that was like a really weird keyboard setup and just how to play it. So I'm like, how could I mimic Quap? And after literally like a couple of days of me testing it out, hey, there you go.
Nice.
After a couple of days of testing it out, I'm like, you know what? Let me think of a game where you have to climb a mountain, and what kind of thing has like a really weird kind of like limb setup about climbing a mountain. So I'm thinking like, oh, you know what, Spider. So that's where I made Climb Spitter Climb, and it is a very unconventional way to control a game. I can tell you that much right now.
Spiders, which are famous for having 4 legs.
Yes.
Exactly.
I'm like the least agile spider of all time.
Actually, I'm really endeared to the spider and like feel very sad when all its legs fall off.
Exactly. And what's really funny too is I don't know if you guys can hear it every time he falls down, but he kind of has like a really like human scream every time he falls down.
Yes, it's very distressing for me. I love Spider. Spider is my friend now.
That little jumping animation when it starts is really, really good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Here we
And
go.
the screen is like really pretty too.
Yeah.
Oh, I realized I got the name wrong. It's not Spider, it's Spitter.
It's Spitter.
I'll go ahead and throw a D in on the bottom display here.
Oh, cute. You know what this reminds me of a little bit more than Quap, but like, you know, also like definitely inspired by Quap is Jenny Zhao Sha's yoga game.
I never heard
I
of
don't know
it.
that I know it.
Oh, it's part of like the Consume Me suite. But
Nice.
it's like a very cute little yoga game where you have to take Jenny's limbs and like match them to spots. And it's very similar where it's just like, you know, bad limb control and trying to match it up to where it's supposed to go.
I'm kind of curious now. I might just try it out. What's it called again?
It's part of Consume Me. I forget what it's called, but it's a yoga game by Jenny Zhao Sha, who goes by Q_dork.
Q_dork. Okay.
Yeah.
I will try to find a link to it and pop it in the chat.
Oh, definitely.
Thanks,
I'm
Andy.
curious. Hey, there you go. You have 302 feet. You got this.
I just want you all to know this is by far the best I've ever done. I think
Really?
you're inspiring me. Yeah.
I'm really impressed, Nick. You're doing great.
Thanks.
Ooh.
Ooh.
There you go.
Oh,
Can we get some
Jeez.
claps in the chat?
Woo!
I have to sort of take this little pre-timer because the timer is not it's not generous.
Yep.
Even the first level is 30 seconds. I would buy some DLC just to get another 15 seconds on that first level.
How much did I price the DLCs? You giving me ideas?
I think in $4.99, you know, for that
$4.99
beginner's pack. Maybe you get the 5 extra seconds on the first 3 levels.
Oh, but you definitely want to do it consumable. Like you get a few times you can get some extra time. After that, you got to buy more.
Oh, Wallace, you're giving me ideas. This is a really great get rich scheme.
He is a good start. Whoa.
You're so close, Nick.
Almost there.
All right.
There you go.
Oh, you're killing it.
If I lose, do I lose my feet? I'm on a streak now, right? Like I haven't. If I were to lose, I'd start at 0 again. Is that?
Yup.
I noticed the patterns are slightly different. And do I have
Yeah.
less time per level? Is that right?
Yeah, so basically I have it set when I was making the game that when you reach a certain threshold of a score, the timer starts decreasing. So like when you start off, it's about like, 30 or so seconds. Then I believe once you hit around 300 feet, the timer goes down a couple seconds. And then there comes a point where once you reach a certain score, the timer will remain constant.
Okay. What's the high score or your personal best?
My personal best, I believe it was somewhere around 6,000.
Oh God.
6,000?
6,000 feet.
Wow.
That
How long
is,
did that take you?
It took me, let's say, maybe around 10 minutes or so.
All right, that's not so bad.
It was definitely around the time before we handed in the game. I was just play testing it. And I was like, you know what? Let me see how far I could go. And then after reaching 6,000, I'm like, wow, I really played this game a lot.
I mean, Nick, you're definitely beating my high score. I think I got through like 3 rounds was my highest.
I'm in a rhythm.
You're in a rhythm. There you go. You gotta please the Twitch audience.
Yeah, it actually really works as a spectator game. I like feel the tension and the stakes.
Thank you.
Watching that last leg, like, come on.
Oh no, my Ellen sticks, no.
Whoa!
I don't know if it was my fault or what happened, but
I jinxed it. I jinxed it.
It's definitely Ramsey's fault.
Yeah,
you did amazing. You did amazing, though. I applaud.
Thanks.
You did amazing right there.
I would hate to let you down.
I see what you did there.
Made me proud.
Maybe my I think maybe my D-pad down button is I'm gonna blame it on that. That's why I lost.
Yeah. Blame it on the controller.
Controller.
It is definitely the fault of somebody who is not playing, and also the fault of the controller.
And inanimate.
No Johns, Nick. No Johns.
I will say, when I beat a level and the sort of legs all go limp, it makes my heart skip a beat because I think I've fallen or I've let go.
Oh, really?
If you let go of one of the limb buttons, you fall, obviously.
Yeah.
So I keep thinking that's happening to me, but I'm relieved to see.
Maybe if the legs like spun around the spider instead, I feel like most people would not find that terrifying at all.
I like that. I might, because I do want to go back and fix a lot of these games, because like a lot of the games I really did like love working on, and like I definitely do want to like go back and patch a lot of these games, adding like feedback from people. So I think that's definitely one thing I would love to do.
I think one of the most brutal things about this class is, since you only have a week to work on it, I feel like every week like I would give feedback like that like Chris, you or another student would be like, yes, of course, I know that. I wanted to do it. I had a week.
Yup.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Wallace. This class was really brutal, but I am so proud of how a lot of these games turned out.
You should be. Yeah, you did great.
Because like I'm pretty sure everyone who you had on before me has said this. This class was it was really brutal. It was a very brutal class, but it was also definitely the most rewarding class, I think, when we submitted our last game, and when Wallace, you said we're done. I let out the biggest sigh of relief when you said we were done. I was like, thank God.
Oh, I'm really glad you enjoyed it, and I'm glad that you now get to not make a game every week. And on that note, well, you know what, Nick, you're kind of on fire here. We're gonna let you finish this round.
Okay, thanks.
Take this away from you. I do like that the feet at least glow when they're in like a safe position.
Yeah, I did want to have that just to leave like a really good indicator for the player, like okay, you're good. You could press the button again.
Totally.
It's really good feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Nice.
Ooh.
Come on.
And
what's happening now? Wait! I did it. It says continue the climb.
Wait, what? Oh, but you got a new high score.
Yeah,
you got a new high score. That's all that matters. Yep.
File a bug report.
A bug report.
Hey.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Christopher.
Oh yeah, sure, no problem. Thank you guys so much for playing the games. Thank you for having me on the stream, and I hope you enjoy my games and everyone else's games on the stream.
Yeah, and thank you for playing that. I know that's a hard one. And okay, so we got a new person here. Sarah Rowan is joining us right now. Hi. Is another game developer in New York. Especially does board games, and I was gonna say, I don't know, you do a lot of different types of board games and digital games as well. There's a whole mix. Ooh,
Perfect background.
Background.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm actually jumping on my my work computer to let you know what happened, which is that the Windows machine that I'm using to run the Windows-based games just crashed. So it is currently trying to revive itself. but I figured that I am resourceful and can at least show up to tell you that that's why I am.
So you're on a Mac right now?
Right now, yeah.
Great. Can we maybe switch and Nick, you could play Operation Heavy Rain, and Sarah, you could play Eat Your Greens. Would that work?
Shoot me a download link.
Yes, I will do that right now. Let's get the next game going first, and while that's happening, I can do a little switcheroo there, and I won't tell anyone you're using your work machine.
They already know. It's like for charity or something.
I hope you didn't say that.
No, I said it was to help out students. My boss is pretty chill.
That is true. Okay. So
just gonna say I'm gonna head off, and it's now 10:30, so probably go to bed sometime soon. But thanks so much for having me. This has been a ton of fun, and it is lovely to see all of you who I know your faces. So yeah, hope the rest of the stream goes great, and yeah, thanks to all the students for making some amazing games.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, V.
Nice seeing you.
Bye.
Bye.
I think I've been relieved at this point, haven't I?
Let's look at the schedule. Yes. So
all right, I think I'm gonna go too. I'm gonna hang out I'm gonna hang out in the chat though. I just need to putter around the house. But yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for all your costume changes.
Yeah, thanks to the students for creating such work. Congratulations. Like, you all did wonderful, and I'm so impressed by everything.
All right, bye, Emi.
Bye, friends.
Bye, Emi.
Okay, so Ramsey, you are going to be playing Through the Fire by Patrick Simeon, who's with us today. So,
who is with us or is not with us?
Not with us.
Not with us. Okay.
I mean, he's alive. He's just not on the
call. Okay. So I will share. Let me know how that sounds. I guess there's no sound yet.
I think there's no sound yet, but the sound is definitely important.
I did turn it down to 4, so fingers crossed.
While that sound is getting started, Andy, do I need to download a thing while I'm waiting?
I'm sending it to you in the chat on.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So Ramsey, we actually need more audio.
Oh, is that not enough audio?
No, can't hear this one. The audio's important. This is another from the music video game week.
No, the audio in this was my absolute favorite. I love that Zoom just has mixing ideas about how loud things should be. Okay,
it makes decisions.
I bumped it up to 10. It was at 4 before.
Let's find out.
Let's find out. How's that?
There we go.
So good.
It keeps cutting.
I have a hard time getting past the saw blades, but that first moment with the music and the fire approaching you and the countdown is such a amazing way to start the game.
The timing there is great. So you do have a dash in this game, which I don't know if there's instructions on the screen.
Yeah,
here we
shift.
Go.
Yeah.
This one is hard though.
This is super hard. Yeah. These few moments are just a masterpiece. No! Oh, God. I'm doing my best.
It's like Super Meat Boy, but you can't take your foot off the gas.
Yeah, it's I get some Celeste vibes from it as well.
Oh!
I'm really digging the like extremely frantic run animation. I feel like that really sells it. The like arm flailing.
Yeah, I thought I was under a lot of pressure playing Climb, Skitter, Climb.
It's also beautiful.
It is.
You got this.
Yeah. I think you got to slow down a little bit there. The wall of death isn't what's killing you.
Can you control your speed, or I'm a little unclear how.
Not really. No, that's part of what makes that bit real hard. Also, the music just makes me want to like run really frantically.
Andy, are you suggesting he not go absolutely full throttle while Through the Fire and the Flames is playing?
I know, it's hard. You maintain your Y position while dashing, which I found helpful with some speeds. I definitely don't do that.
Yeah, I'm also kind of rubbish. Wait.
I think there's definitely a benefit here to repeatedly dying, and it's that we get to hear the opening bar of the music again and again.
We're going to hear it a lot, unfortunately. I played this one too yesterday, and I just didn't get a lot farther than I'm getting right now.
I have not beaten it. I've gotten a little further, but yeah, it's hard.
Oh, you maintain your Y position when you dash?
Yes. Okay, maybe it's not helpful right there.
Noted.
Whose side are you on, Andy?
You know, I just trying to make good entertainment here.
I love how the blood rolls around like wheels. We'll see what that means.
The blood physics are clutch. They're excellent.
This one too has a number of secrets you can collect. I think they're like pineapples scattered throughout the level. And the difficulty is already so high that I remember when I was just getting like even halfway through the level, I was like, well, there is one, but I'm not gonna go get that.
Okay.
You got this.
You've made it through that jump before going full throttle. And then get caught on the last one.
I have, yeah. I think that may have been dumb luck.
Then embrace the luck.
Ramsey, we have an Arcadia fan in the chat.
Oh my god.
Someone would like to talk about closure.
I mean, I'm marginally better at that than I am at this game.
Oh! All right, I think we're gonna give this one more shot and then move on.
Sorry, I've not done it justice.
No.
I don't know. You've made me want to play it. If only for the like mad musical riff I'm gonna get every time I die.
I'm not quick enough with the keyboard, or my keyboard isn't a pro gamer keyboard with the tactility that it requires.
The song turns into a Smash Mouth song for like a second when you die.
As if to mock.
All right. Thank you very much, Ramsey. I know I gave you a hard one there.
Yeah, sorry, I did my best. That's about as far as I got when I was practicing last night. But
That's fair. Okay, so like I said, we're doing a little switcheroo. So Nick, you are going to be back playing Operation Heavy Rain. And then Sarah, you are going to be going after that.
Awesome.
So Operation Heavy Rain is another one by Patrick.
I'm just wrapping up the download since we switched it up. I might just need 1 sec.
Sure. Give you a second. And this one is voice controlled. So, I sure hope that Zoom isn't like
taking control of the mic so that your game can't get it. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get that far before mine crashed, so I cannot.
Yeah, I didn't think to test that. Oh, well. We'll find out, I guess. It's a space team.
Okay. Let's give this a shot.
So this was also from the Alt Control week, which yielded a lot of really, really cool games.
Adjusting my audio mixer now that I know how to do that.
All right, so Nick, you're going into this one totally blind. I appreciate that.
That's the best way.
And
all right. Can you guys see my screen?
we can see it. Let's see if it responds to your voice.
Continue. Wait.
Hey!
Wow.
So I believe you have to say these things.
Let's see. Mission briefing.
So, Nick, your volume is actually a little high. If you could go to the mixer and just turn it down slightly. Once we get on Mac, all bets are off because there's no built-in volume mixer on Mac, so we'll see how that goes.
Does that sound better?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
In the meantime, we've got several people in the chat wanting to nerd out about Clojure.
I'm sorry I've polluted this stream chat with Lisp bullshit.
Please.
Start off. Command lines. Okay, I can use me to heal, take cover. This is going to be a disaster. I love it.
So,
oh, that's amazing.
If we shout commands, do you think we can mess him up while he's playing?
Probably not, but you should try it.
I guess it depends on how loud his volume is for our voices.
Okay, understood. 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 Understood.
We're doing so good here.
I know. Understood. Understood. Understood.
This is Toast of London at this point.
Judging your accent over here.
Okay, understood. Understood.
Nick, give us your most default American accent that whatever this voice recognition was probably tuned to.
What, like American? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I don't even. Understood. Understood.
Imagine how you think Drake would say it and say it that way.
This is working so well. What happened? Understood.
Okay, understood. Command lines. Start op. Start operation. Start OP. Maybe I'll quit out and resume and just not look at this thing. Does that sound like a plan?
Maybe just try quitting it and restarting it and then don't go to help.
Yeah.
Try it.
You got pretty far for going in completely blind, though.
Yeah.
I like the idea of some military commander just saying "understood" into the radio while like everyone is dying. Understood.
Understood.
I gotcha.
Robert is suggesting we do a mid-Atlantic accent in the chat.
I don't think I'm talented enough. Let's see.
All right, let's give this one more go.
Continue. Start off.
Now let's see how many of the commands we remember.
Oh God.
There was heal?
Chat, help us out.
Start up.
Hammer, this is 2 Bravo. Stand by for fire mission.
Oh, here we go.
I can confirm for people who want to try this at home that it does work. I was able to play this game. Maybe I just have the perfect accent for it, but.
I'll move my camera a little closer.
It could legitimately be
Alpha.
Whoa.
Move to Bravo.
So I think you can say map to see a map.
Oh. Take cover. Airstrike. Guess I didn't need to. Dismiss.
That's a good commander voice there, Nick.
Thanks. Go to Charlie.
Mark in the chat is saying that this reminds him of Enhanced Computer. Which is another good idea for a voice control game. If you're listening, Patrick.
Take cover. Flashbang. Flashbang.
They're all dead. Why are you flashbanging?
Oh, shit. I just wanted to see what would happen. Okay, I don't think I secured Alpha. Go to Alpha.
Gotta blind the dead.
Go to Alpha.
Blind the Dead is my favorite metal song.
Go to Alpha. Go to Alpha.
Oh, they're rebelling against you, Nick.
Okay, maybe Alpha. We don't want to go to Alpha. Map. Go to. Oh, all right. Dismiss. Go to Echo. Go to Echo.
I think it's move to Echo.
Go to Echo.
Yeah, I think Ramsey's right. I think it's move to.
Oh, move to Echo. Thank you. You just saved me 30 minutes of yelling at my computer. This is quite amazing. I'm really impressed. Flashbang.
Oh, look, they're sparkly.
Heal.
Did you say heal or medkit?
Medkit. Heal, please. Medkit. Heal.
Understood. Understood.
Flashbang. Flashbang. Heal. Medkit. Heal. Okay, wow. Commands. I just want to double check that I'm yelling the right things here. Commands.
Oh yeah, it is heal. Sorry, I led you astray.
All right. Understood. Uh-oh, this is the word I didn't like.
From the comments here, also another idea for a heavy rain voice-controlled game is just you walking around screaming Jason.
Understood.
Oh, hey, you got it.
Move to Alpha.
Didn't you start at Alpha?
Yeah, but I don't think I stayed there long enough to secure it. So I just want to grab that and then I'll move back to... Heal.
Oh,
Heal. Oh, there we go.
Oh, it worked. Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
Okay, where should I go after this? Foxtrot.
So we're going a little over on this one, but I'm definitely gonna let you play till you complete the mission or die trying.
Thank you. Go to Foxtrot. Move to Foxtrot. Move to Foxtrot.
I'm getting really dystopian vibes from this. I'm just like seeing a future where people just lean forward and say, "Okay, Google, invade Middle East," and it just happens.
Flashbang. Flashbang. Heal. What's the one last objective on it?
Will your map show you where you haven't already gotten? Like, does it show if they're complete or not?
Map. Deltas.
Oh, it's really across the map.
Move to Delta. This is my victory lap.
I think you're doing good here, though. You have like pretty good health, a flashbang, and a med kit.
I think you got this.
I thought when you wasted the air support in that flashbang that you were in trouble.
Well, it's not over yet.
Oh, yeah, there's other triangles in your way.
Flashbang.
I think you got this, Nick.
GG.
Heal.
All right.
All right.
Is it?
Maybe I have to exit. I think for the sake of time, maybe we'll just call this a victory.
Yeah. Well done. Another victory for the Hexagon Army, defeating those terrible three-sided triangles.
I'm gonna after I'm done with my slot here, I'm gonna go play this. This is really amazing for a week time lapse.
It's also
there's a lot going on with this one. It's pretty impressive.
The production is also really well managed because there's a clear identification that like what's interesting about this game is the voice control. So that's where all the time went, and the like art is just shapes, which is perfect. That's like exactly. You put no time into the art because like that's not what's interesting about this, and the voice control like actually holds up as a game. So that's phenomenal. That was super cool that worked.
I hope you try it. It's really fun just to sort of bark at your computer.
I was gonna try it.
Well, you can try it later.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much for playing that one, Nick. So Ramsey, obviously you are free to stick around, but your contractually obligated playtime is over. And I'd also like to introduce Ayla Myers, another New York dev, a friend of Death by Audio Arcade, who's going to be joining us for the next few games.
And I do think I got to jump off just because I need to tend to some stuff. But I'll be following on stream and I'll be in the chat. And I'll be in it.
Awesome. Yeah, you feel free to talk about closure there. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for making me part of this. This was amazing. Congratulations to all the students. You all killed it. This was super good.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone. Nice seeing you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so Sarah is going to be playing Eat Your Greens Second Helpings by Christopher Chimenti, who might be joining us. I'm actually not sure. They have not called in yet.
Come on.
The name is very enticing.
Yes, and this was another sequel game. Not surprising, a lot of the sequels made it to the kind of like final round because it was one of the only chances students had to really iterate on something they'd been doing. So Eat Your Greens Second Helping, that is up there. I will post the link in the chat. I'll post Operation Heavy Rain in the chat again too, if you want to check that out. And here is Eat Your Greens, second helpings, which is really pushing the limit on what we can fit on this one line underneath the video, but we're there. So, Sarah, whenever you are ready.
Yeah, it's getting blocked by the lovely.
Right-click the app and choose open, and then it's going to be like, "But this is scary. Are you sure?" And you'll say, "Yes, I'm brave."
I'm aware of that, but all it's saying is "can't be opened." Okay.
Nice.
Question mark button opens an empty window.
Okay. Well, that's maybe. Sarah, I'm sorry to keep taking games away from you. I don't know if
I'm sorry to the students again. Like I'm not blaming the game for not opening. Obviously, the game ran. I was trying to run the last one on a Windows 7 machine because it was the only one that had a mic in my house.
Well, Ayla or Nick, would you like to try this one out? I can send you a link.
Sure. I already have it downloaded because it was assigned to me originally. Oh wait,
that's right.
No, that's not right. Is it? Yes, it was.
So if you have it ready to go, yeah, I mean you could just fire that up there.
Sure thing.
Playing vicariously through Nick today. Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I was all your games, Sarah. Oops, that's weird.
All my games belong to Nick.
Yeah, I don't know. I just opened the Mac build on my other machine, and it worked. But that's fine. We'll just play this.
I didn't prepare for that because I wasn't expecting to use this computer today.
And you weren't even assigned that game, so I really can't fault you there.
Okay.
I did get the second one that was originally assigned to me running on the Windows machine. If no one else already played that, if Nick's not going to take it again, play it.
So, Nick, I think you have some window possibly blocking the screen. There's like a big chunk of it that's kind of cut off for us.
Right, I'm using the volume mixer.
Right, of course.
That's some groovy menu music.
Yeah. So, kind of a lot going on in the controls on this one. The mouse buttons all do different things, but the main thing is it's like a Robotron style top-down, pause to move, mouse to fire, and E lets you like spend the points that you pick up to evolve your character. And I think get you health back. Like I think it fills your health up first, and if you're at max health, then it helps evolve your character.
Okay.
And some folks in the chat have most likely very accurate suggestions on how to get this one open, Sarah, but I think in the interest of time, we're just going to let Nick play it.
Sounds good.
But it seems like a Chimad thing, Chimad is one of those things that I've never said out loud, and so maybe I'm embarrassing myself because I mostly see it written out when dealing with Unix stuff. Chmod.
I do Chimad too when I'm speaking, but mostly I imagine that's wrong, and it's just a cute way to say it. I'm really intrigued by this player character.
Whoop.
Oh, we lost it.
Nick, are you still playing?
I am. Can you see it?
No, I think you stopped sharing your screen.
Uh-oh. All right, stand by. Hopefully I can switch without dying here. Let's see.
Dustin, I trust your judgment on how to pronounce it more than anyone.
Am I back?
Yep, we see it. We must evolve.
Oh, and actually, I think we might be able to get this student on. Give me 1 second.
I'm interested who these little, like, scientists are. Okay, now I'm gonna start using some moves. Oh, wow.
Have you evolved yet?
I did, so now I have this, like, lightsaber kind of
No, I think you're just using the ability.
Oh, I thought I couldn't use the ability till I evolved.
I imagine the green things are like evolve points.
So I've been tapping E. I think that was the button to evolve. How many evolve points do we think I need?
I think it's 15 for the first one.
Okay. Okay, I just tapped it. It looked like it maybe refreshed some HP.
Said that if you're low on health, it gives you HP, but if you're full, then it evolves you.
Okay.
All right, and Christopher is actually joining us. I think he's connecting right now. Hey, Christopher, thanks for joining us. Sorry if I didn't send you the link there.
Yeah, I didn't know it was in my email. I thought I was going to get a link in the Discord.
Well, either way, you're here now, so thanks for joining us.
Oh my god, your eye is opening.
Fast now. Real fast.
And I know as you kind of level up, you get more enemies. Like some of the enemies come in and do ranged attacks and things.
Ooh.
Are these just different weapons you're using, or is this like you evolving your different weapons?
Your energy blasts become more powerful as you evolve.
Ooh.
How many points do I need to evolve again?
Each evolution is about 25.
Okay. Ooh, I summoned a buddy.
Oh, I like the little buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Buddy of destruction. Starro, conqueror of worlds.
I'll let my buddy handle this. Why?
Oh, you have two
buddies. Two buddies?
Yeah.
They're outnumbering you now. Watch it.
Whoa!
Whoa!
My space bar.
Sarah, is that how you feel when there's just two of anyone else? This is dangerous.
You want me to answer that in a room full of people? No.
Oh my god, evolve, Nick.
Okay. Uh-oh.
No, you dropped video.
So
there is something really cool happening.
I think I'm accidentally clicking the stop share here. Am I back?
Can you get it back? Oh, all right. Look at you now.
This is very satisfying.
I'm trying to get a good look at what you're fighting. Are they space zombies?
No.
Astronauts?
They're aliens.
Okay, okay. They're moving around.
I like the rocks as asteroids. I think that that's very clever.
Thank you.
Students have some good musical taste, Andy. You got that.
Yeah, a lot of good royalty-free stuff. Actually, whoa.
Okay.
I forgot that was the last one. Awesome. One of the fun things about doing this class is I learned about all these resources to get assets that I was actually unaware of. The students are really good at finding places to get free game assets. So I believe that UFO is the final boss. Is that right, Christopher?
Yes.
All right. So good luck, Nick. I believe in
We
you.
believe in you, Nick.
Might need more buddies.
That UFO has 0 big eyes. You've got 1, so you're already outnumbering it. What happened to your little buddies?
I think they're just flying around and doing their own thing.
Huh.
I see them in the background. See?
Oh, there they are.
Yes!
Good job evolving into some sort of horrific murder spore.
Yeah, this is like the dark side of the spore.
Nice. Well done, Nick. So let's see. Sarah, you're on a Mac, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would it be okay if Ayla, you and Sarah switched for the next one? Because we had a little bit of computer issue, and I gave Untitled Looter Shooter to Sarah.
I mean, I love looting and I love shooting, but I'm willing to give it up. Do I get a game in return?
Oh, you absolutely do. I wouldn't do you like that. You will get
but what do you have for
DTAD. So, Sarah, I just posted the link. Did I just do it privately though? From me to why am I only posting to Nick? I want to post to everybody.
Did you give me a Windows?
You just keep giving Nick all of my games. You're giving Nick Ayla's games.
Oh wait, Ayla, you're also on Mac, right?
I happen to be, but I can get my PC set up if that's the only way this works. It's right here.
If you don't mind, yeah, sorry.
All right, well, we'll figure this out.
Yep, I appreciate everyone being flexible here. Okay, so Sarah, here is Untitled Looter Shooter, also by Christopher.
Okay.
You can go ahead and give that an open.
Let's see. Plop. Go. Narrating my clicks. Gotta click download. Thanks for downloading. You're welcome, itch.io. You're welcome.
Very Operation Heavy Rain of you. I'll post the link for this one in the chat. Okay, we're doing good
Nope,
here.
it's not. All right, I must have some sort of work.
All right, I'm sorry. So then, Ayla, you're back.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Everything is confusing. Right. My bad.
Everything's on fire, and by everything I mean specifically my computers, all of them.
But we appreciate your commentary. For you. But so much looting and shooting for you, Ayla. You looted it away from Sarah, who was going to loot it away from you. I'm staying very in universe here.
Okay. Let's do this.
In that case, either Dustin or Nick can play DTAD. I'm just gonna share the link here.
So my Windows machine is awake now. It's taking forever to do everything, but we're getting there. So I might be able to go ahead and do whatchamacallit, that
What I
thing.
just linked to don't text and drive DTAD.
Yes, that one.
Okay, if you can do it, then awesome. We'll see how it goes. In the meantime, we'll play a little looter shooter.
Can you see my screen?
Yep, we can see it.
All right. Do I need to do anything for sound? Is there much sound in this?
I don't think there is sound in this one, Christopher.
There is audio for this one, but no music, just audio from some of the weapons.
Cool.
All right, I'm in. Press X to buy a box. I need those. Oh my God.
I think step 1 here typically is press 1 to get a weapon out, or press 2,
right.
I forget. Yeah. Dang, get him. Get him.
This isn't a shooter so much as a sorter. Wait.
Well, if you press 2,
press
wait,
2.
what's in store for you?
Yes. How's the sound level on that? Is that too
I actually
loud?
can't hear it.
Yeah, I'm not hearing it either.
Well, it sounds like.
Does it sound like what looting and shooting might sound like?
Would it be okay if we don't go for sound? I could mess about with it if y'all want it. Also, do I need to do anything to share this like better or anything?
No, I think it's looking good. I don't know, Christopher, how important is the sound?
There are sounds that I like.
Okay, sure. Then let's quickly try to get that up and running.
Yeah, let me see.
Especially the
minigun. Ayla would perform all the sounds in the game for the remainder of the test.
Right.
No, nobody else.
All right, we've got Sarah Part 2 joining us.
Yeah, I'm going to drop for a second to rejoin.
Sounds good.
Oh, no. All right, I'm seeing if there's anything sound stuff I can do. While Zoom just tears through all of my memory on my computer.
Did you check share sound when you shared the video?
Yeah, that might be it.
Because you have to like actively press that and the optimize for video thing.
Ah, I bet, you know what? I bet that was it. So we'll probably be good. Let's try this again. Chris, I appreciate the naming scheme for this game. It gets right to the point, and I love that.
Thank you.
Share screen, looter shooter, computer sound. There you go.
Yeah, and make sure optimize for video as well.
Oh, so optimized.
All right, let's get to it. And I will actually be right back. I just need to grab some water.
How's that sound level?
You've got that sound.
Oh my God, yes. Oh.
Some loot.
Oh, I can buy a box now. Yes. Maybe I can't. No, I can't. Yes. That's my
Don't
box.
have enough loot.
Oh my God. That's a terrifying noise.
Yeah, you got the mimic.
Well, that's rude. I bought a box. Does it at least have money in it? Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Oh, thank God. Ours reloaded. Well, at least it gave me a gold coin.
You do have a few other weapons that you can use. You just gotta
look at them going down
cycle through them.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Oh. Getting fancy.
Oh my God! Did you model all these weapons?
Yes.
That's pretty good. Oh, I see. I need to reload it into my. Oh, I don't have ammo for the rest of these. But we got one for the sniper rifle. Oh, that's a crazy noise. Oh yeah.
Can you imagine someone like yells sniper and then you just start hearing that? What's happening?
All right, hold on. We will try the 360 no scope. We have to. Oh, that's close. That counts. So I'm killing red boxes. This is very Sam Ang, you know. This is very.
I see that.
Like, who needs art assets? Cubes do real good. And I believe in that philosophy. What is this weapon?
It looks like your fists.
I want to beat up some boxes.
Wait, you don't have ammo for the fists.
Oh. All right, that's fair enough. I should have thought of that.
Did you just blow yourself up?
Oh, this game has rocket jumping.
Good.
That's awesome.
All right. How much money do I have? All right, I'm gonna go get some boxes. That's not, oh, there's a sprint button. Yes. I'm so excited. If all you do is collect money to buy boxes that have enemy boxes in them, I'm gonna be a little pissed off.
They're not all enemy boxes.
Wait, did you buy one and it was an enemy?
Yeah.
Rude.
How do I open this?
You just walk up.
Oh, okay.
You got a sword?
Oh yeah.
Why are you using anything else? Use the sword. Fart gun.
Oh yeah. Yes. I could probably play this for a couple days. Yes. I'm into this. I also like how they're not like fast. Like, this isn't stressful because because I can control the pace. It's like in games where they say you're like farming for XP, but I feel like I sort of am farming here, where it's like I go and check my crop of red boxes. I'm just getting them, and then the boxes are like my seeds. There you go. Oh my god!
Popcorn. Clean it up over there.
Is there auto aim on this? No. Good. That's how I
You're
like
just
my
that
game.
good.
Just that good. Nom. Get another round of boxes. I'm into this game.
You got to use the sword this time.
I think when I used the sword before, it seemed like I slashed at them and then it just took hit points off of me. So I'm a little scared to use it now. But I like it.
Show no fear.
Like, when you crouch it swings the sword, and then if you swing the sword while crouched, it goes down another 9 degrees. It's like I have it sheet. And then I can go back. And I would go back all the way. Nice. Boxes.
So can you stab someone behind you with it? If you manage to get it rotated all the way around.
Oh! What a rude guy.
I never got a prank box while playing this.
What is this? What is this?
Bubble gun.
Well, you're going off the map now, buddy. Yeah.
Nice. Oh!
Out of
Goodbye.
the park. Nice. What's your favorite gun out of these, Chris?
Minigun. But the shotgun is also pretty fun to use.
I like the shotgun the most so far. This is the shotgun, right?
Yes.
I like this a lot. I don't even get the loot from them really, but I just want to. It's like just showing them what for. All right, come on. Let's get it. I did kill it. Does it deal damage?
Yes, just not a whole lot.
Gotcha. Well,
I think we may need to call this one relatively soon.
That's not possible. I'm gonna play this for the next 3 hours.
Yeah, at least get some of the minigun.
I don't think
do you have any ammo for the minigun?
I don't
Let's
think
check
I
it
have
out.
any ammo for anything other than ones
he
I've
doesn't.
used. Well, I think the shotgun was likely to be my favorite anyways.
Chris, give us cheat codes.
This is a very good game.
Yeah,
I think you should feel very
unfortunately,
good
this
about
isn't the one with the debug room in it. I didn't
You-
debug just for
You
testing.
promised a game about looting and shooting, and you've delivered. Although some of the loot was just more enemies, but that means I got the shooting, so
That's more shooting, yeah. Well,
you
for
do get
folks who wanna-
reimbursed if you kill it. If you kill it, you get a gold coin.
There you go.
If folks want to play more of this one, I posted the link in the stream chat, so you can check that out on Christopher's itch page. Christopher, thanks so much for hopping on with us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. And Nick, you are it's the end of your run. If you want to hang out more, definitely feel free. But I would like to also welcome Dustin. Dustin Long is here. He is another member of Death by Audio Arcade, game developer. And yeah, gonna play some games with us. And Dustin, you are our last new guest.
Yay! Save the best for last.
Exactly. And also joining us is our next student, Brandon. Hey, Brandon.
Everybody.
Thanks for coming on with us. And so let's see, have we figured out who is going to play Don't Text and Drive?
I'm going to play it. It's my game.
Okay, and you're ready to go
Stop
on
giving
this
my
one?
games to Nick. Changing your name to Game Thief. Okay, I have it up and running, so now I just have to tell Zoom that it is running. All right, here we go.
Got this.
Okay, optimize for video. Share. All right, we good?
Yep, I think the volume is maybe a touch loud.
I will do my best. Yes, I know you're old. I know. Poor old computer. It's gonna be okay.
If it doesn't work, I think we're okay. It's not as like booming as some of them.
How's that? Any better?
Great.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just do it.
All right, here we go. Laying it. Okay, right, crap. I practiced this and I forgot. Okay. Well, this is so hard.
Are you texting and driving?
No.
That's the whole point of the game.
No. She's not texting and driving. Or texting and not driving.
I think this is actually the farthest I've gotten. No. So, it's a really interesting combination of mechanics here because it's very effective at exactly.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
Just to make sure, you can't use the keyboard, right? You have to actually point and click?
Yes, I cannot use the keyboard to my knowledge.
Nice.
I like how even when you're not crashing, you are driving on what looks to be a one-way road with both sides of the street going opposite you.
Yeah, I don't know if I got it. Yeah, I'm definitely doing many things I should not be doing.
The worst part is, all those other drivers are also texting at the same time.
Okay.
It's just a recipe for disaster.
I like that also the implication of hello is that I started this. That I just decided while driving the wrong way on this road that I was also going to text.
You're making a lot of mistakes here for sure.
What happens if you run out of time?
No! So also I somehow die if I don't text fast enough. So I'm assuming this is some sort of hostage situation, maybe? I've got someone in my passenger seat with a gun to my head telling me to act normal while I'm driving the wrong way down the road.
I think it's more of like a social suicide type of thing, where if you don't respond, you're destroying your social life, which is practically real death.
It's like a life-work balance.
So
you have to do both at the same time.
I think we've done a really good job of fleshing out the narratives.
I cannot talk. What is this crap?
You're doing
almost
so
home.
good.
No.
Old Mosey.
No.
No.
Oh. I'm filled with bloodlust. It must be this game. Alright. What is up?
Man, you saved that first swap at the start on the hello message to the last seconds there.
This reminds me of that Werner Herzog documentary about texting and driving. Anyone ever see that?
Oh.
No!
I don't own a car.
It's dark as hell.
I do like the implication here that you're texting on a keyboard, like a computer one.
It's an iPad.
Is the student for this game here right now?
You have a gigantic iPad.
Okay. Well, congratulations. I feel like this game inspires every emotion that I could have hoped for out of a game. All of this. I'm also enjoying the minor nostalgia of, I had those little toys you would get from McDonald's where you're doing the race cars. Did you guys have those?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like this is a much more difficult version of those honestly relatively peaceful little games.
I really wanted to simulate the dangers of texting and driving, and only one person has been able to beat this game so far.
Only one person? Was I close?
There are, I think, 10 prompts, 10 texts that you have to respond with.
Is the person who beat it really good at texting and driving in real life?
I don't know, actually. I hope not.
I've beaten it. I don't know if there's another person.
So there's 2 people then.
So Andy, you're really good at texting and driving then.
I'm great at it.
I don't think you should be able to beat it. I feel like this is then people might walk away from the game thinking, "Oh, I can text and drive successfully."
Yeah. Even when you win, it tells you not to text and drive.
Oh, that's great.
I hope no one plays this game while drunk. That'd be especially bad.
Well, I hope no one plays it while driving.
Honestly. I was gonna say I hope no one plays it at all, but what I meant was texting and driving in the real life, not this game, which is
better to do it in a video game than have to let out your than try and do it.
I see where you're going.
You don't, I messed up the joke, but you get it.
So the first time I played this, I didn't realize I was supposed to mimic the prompts, so I was just typing whatever, and oh, hello, like, hi, what's up? And then I kept dying and was not really sure what was happening, which really just made me super duper curious again about this scenario. Like, who was in my passenger seat shooting me if I don't type the right thing?
The theme for this week was 10 seconds, so that's where the timer comes in.
Yeah, they have a very thin margin of patience. Whoever's...
That audio is very good. It's so menacing.
I also like that it doesn't accept even one typo when texting, even
Just
though
like real
when
life.
I'm texting, every word is autocorrected to the wrong thing.
I think after this round, maybe we'll switch over to Alien Adoption Agency.
I'm just glad that I got one game that Nick didn't get.
Yeah, I mean, Nick wanted it. I had to shoo him away.
Yeah, Nick
he
is
kept
such a
grabbing
jerk.
at it. Yeah, Lomer in the chat has pointed out that at least if you're driving in real life, you're usually on the right side of the road. But, you know, if you're texting, who knows? You might just go over that line, not notice. Oh, you're killing it here.
It's literally a one-way road.
You got this, just type.
Okay, that's the farthest.
It's looking really good.
All right, yeah, I enjoyed this game. The inclination to try to beat it is very strong. It's very like the like tight game loop helps prevent actual frustration when playing it. That you're not like stuck on some loading screen or something. It's just like very concise, very fun, weirdly nostalgic because of those little car games when I was a kid. Although it has significantly more depth. Yeah, thanks for sharing.
Thank you for playing.
Yeah. So next up is going to be Alien Adoption Agency, also by Brandon, so you can stay on here. And Dustin, I think you're playing this one?
Okay, cool. So I have two different accounts because my gaming machine doesn't have a mic or camera on it. So I'm going to try and open this, get Zoom to share it. How do I do this? Share screen. Okay, is that working?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there audio?
I don't. Brandon, is there audio on the screen?
I don't hear anything, but there is audio in the game.
Okay, so Nick, you might have not checked computer audio and optimized video. So you'll just unshare and then reshare.
Okay,
You shared. No, if you don't have it already, I think you pretty much need to just unshare and then do it again and make sure you check those boxes.
Oh, yeah, I didn't do that. My bad. Okay.
No worries.
Okay. Oh, yeah, right. You put that in the instructions and I didn't listen.
It's funny, the UX on it, it's just so easy to miss.
It's pretty funky.
All right, is that too loud?
We'll find out.
Okay. Got it.
Start that adoption, Dustin.
Okay, I'm playing now. Okay, so looks like this is the baby. I think it's like a character creator thing.
Yeah, Brandon, you can tell us a bit about this one if you want.
So I play a lot of games with this customizable characters, and that's where I get stuck on the gameplay because I actually don't end up playing the game because I make too many characters. And so I wanted to make a game where you just constantly customize a baby to bring home back to Earth. And I made the assets for the baby and all the face pieces and all that, whatnot, but not the background.
Nice. Trying to go for parts that like kind of complement each other. Want to make sure that, oh yeah, like the earrings matching the.
I don't
tooth.
like that you did the anime eyes with the. With
No, they're
this.
heterochromatic. You got two
Yeah, I
different
know.
ones. My favorite kind of cat. Is that an
It's
anime
messed
thing?
up to say about your baby, though.
This is a lot like Gattaca. Anyone ever see that movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
We watch
exactly
that
like
every
Gattaca,
year.
yeah.
It's just like Gattaca. I think this one might have pooped.
That's the poopy diaper.
Okay. Ugly.
No.
It's like no. I'm not saying the baby's ugly. It's like when someone's named Tiny, but they're actually a large person. It's like that. It's like an ironic name.
Next, you're going to be naming people things like AE, 12X, or whatever
the literature. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I like this baby so far.
You did it.
Hell
You
yeah.
got a baby.
You
I
adopted
adopted
a
a baby. I barely remember what he looked like. I remember he had the yellow tooth thing.
It was Lil Bean.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The theme for this week was loot boxes.
Interesting. Can you elaborate?
So in the loot boxes, the only loot boxes I've ever had were in Overwatch, and I never get anything good. Besides maybe that one legendary like skin or something like that. So the gift in this loot box is the baby, and you get to customize it however you want.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna make this one as blue as I can.
I really like the sound effects for when you switch.
Yeah.
Those things
Very
out.
alien baby. I want to name them all ugly.
No,
Again, in an
Dustin.
ironic way,
They're
not like
not
in a
going
mean
to
way.
approve your adoption if you're that kind of dad.
It's an alien word that means like something different.
You're going to get your kid heckled all throughout school.
Right.
What would Elon Musk name this alien baby?
Dustin, can you do a speed run of this?
Okay. I would love if I could see the baby in the ship.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to do that, but
right.
I couldn't, yeah.
No problem.
All right, speed run.
All right. Oh, I forgot to start the timer. Someone start the timer.
5.
Not ugly.
4.
Okay. How did I do?
It's a new world record. We're gonna get
It's my
Twin
TV.
Galaxies in here to confirm it.
Okay, let's do like a collaboration. Who wants to vote on hair? What do you?
I like the purple highlights.
The purple highlights. This one.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Okay. What about eyes?
Gotta do the 3 eyes.
Yeah, I'm into the 3 eyes.
Okay.
Although I do like the purple ones with the long eyelashes are also good.
I like
If I give them three,
long eyelashes.
if I give them 3 eyes, all the kids are gonna make fun of them and call them 6 eyes. This one?
Kids are gonna make fun of people no matter what, man.
That's true. That's true.
Give them the eyes. Give them
They're
the
not
extra
going to
eye.
make fun of a baby that's well coordinated like this one.
No, I want this baby to have a good mascara game.
All right, so we need a vote here. Hit the thumbs up button. You know what is it? Yeah, the thumbs up button in Zoom. If you want, you know how to do that. You know about that? I just learned about that. All right, thumbs up if you want the purple eyes with lashes. Clapping hands if you want the 3 eyes. All right, everyone vote now.
The only 2 reactions in Zoom are
that's all you
thumbs
get.
up and clap.
That tells you everything you need.
You can express all human emotion using just thumbs up or clapping. Okay, that looks like the purple eyes
Sliced
wins.
white bread application.
The 2 different emotions, yes and yeah.
All right, noses. Who has nose opinions?
I like the triangle one. It looks like a gun in Quake.
Wait, which triangle one? You mean the 3s?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
wait.
so we can't give them 3 eyes, but we're gonna give them 3 nostrils?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm meeting you halfway.
It's hypocrisy.
It does feel weird doing 3 nostrils without 3 eyes.
All right. Who has mouth thoughts? Or mouth moods? Either one.
I like the vampire baby.
The vampire.
Yeah, the fangs
Oh,
are good.
I missed it. This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's good.
We're just making like an industrial raver goth.
That's what I always try to do.
Yeah,
in
that's
every
the goal.
character creator.
I mean, I guess that is a tight aesthetic. Okay. Ears.
I mean, you gotta go for the pointed ears to go with the fangs.
Of course.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I agree.
I do like that in this universe, babies get their names tattooed on their chest.
You mean you didn't?
Oh, that one's good. That's the good raver diaper.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
It's the raver diaper. Okay.
Gotta say, I'm a fan of Yargi.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling Drek, no?
Drek's good. Drek's good.
I like
Yargi?
Fifi.
Fifi? Oh god, everyone's divided. This is the
Sarah,
end of the
split the
Republic.
tie.
Yeah, I gotta go for Yargi. It's good.
Alright, what up, Yargi?
All right.
You're gonna be
Let's adopt
adopted.
this baby.
Here we go.
Feels gender neutral.
You did it.
Not really sure
Indeed.
what that name implies.
Yeah.
All right.
I miss Little Bean. They grow up so fast.
Soon they're
Big bean
invading
now.
planets and turning people into plants.
Yeah. So that is Alien Adoption
it?
Agency. Thank you for
Sick.
playing, Dustin, and
Oh, of
thank
course.
you
Thank
for
you.
making it, Brandon.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
Okay, so we're actually coming close to the end here. We only have one more student in the class, and both of his games are actually played via Twitch chat. So I'm gonna be the one sharing my screen, but if the audience at home, you can get ready to type some things. I just need to call it up here real quick. Save that, and people will want to set up their own instance, you can play, but yep, so people in the chat are going to play this one, and people, panelists right now, you might want to load up the Twitch channel just to, be able to see what you're doing. Okay, and these are both by Tim McIntyre, by the way. Nice, Ted is extremely ready. So there's like a window where I have to do this, where I have to enter secret information and then share my screen and still give people time to see what's going on. So I'm gonna do my best. This is Maze Crawler. Nope, I opened the wrong game, my bad. Let's see, Tim.
Ayla, I love Typing of the Dead.
I don't know why more games aren't just typing of the blank. Like, I feel like that's a genre that, like, if anyone made any game, like, there's a cooking game called Cook Serve Delicious that's just cooking but typing, and it's like, it's the best thing ever. Typing of the Dead is great.
Typing of the Dead makes some really wild decisions in what it has you type, though, which I think is a big part of the charm.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we got Maze Crawler going on here. I'm going to share my screen. I don't think there's audio for this, but I'm going to play it safe and just do it.
Delicious is great.
Can people see? Oh, shoot, it went away, but the instructions went away. They were maybe on there for a second. But you type up, down, left, or right to control this. Someone already typed start. Great. Our panelists are going to have a slight edge here because they can see it like just before.
Are we not supposed to play, or are we supposed to play?
No, play, please.
Oh, okay.
No,
Wait,
I
where's
have to
the
sign
thing?
in.
Where are we going?
You are trying to escape the maze.
This is a difficult problem of how to arrange the windows on my desktop.
Yeah, I'm trying to get signed in while I
Okay,
can still
and where are we going?
Top left,
Out.
right?
left.
Wait, are we?
No,
Are we a
right.
hat?
It's a top-down view of a person.
You are
Oh,
at.
I see.
I see it.
But invent the narrative that works for you, Dustin.
No, that makes total sense. I was thinking of like the hat that Alejandro Jodorowsky wears in his movies.
Nice try, Ayla.
We're not ending there.
So I think what we need here is strategy. Oh, so people seem like they're trying to go down and then to the left, unless people are just trying to ruin it. I feel like there's two main ways out of this maze, and we've sort of gone the left route.
I'm hopping back in here.
Twitch won't let you send the same message twice. This makes that hard.
Yeah, you can just type garbage in between, but...
Oh, we're getting there.
Oh, we're doing really good.
That didn't do anything.
Man, this is a really secure game. Nothing I've tried has worked.
So this is the saga of some poor person who smashed their head really, really hard and is now stumbling around inside of the maze. That's what it...
Nice.
We did it!
All right.
Yeah.
Well done, chat.
That was a journey.
Oh my god.
We did it as a space team.
Andy, what was the theme behind this week?
This week was sharing has stopped as the shared window is closed. Oh, the game just closed itself. I I guess we're done. The theme this week was, so this was the very first week when quarantine started. So I had made this whole theme video because I always like make a video to announce the theme, and the theme was going to be exactly 3 players. And then like that turned out to be the worst possible theme for a week when everyone was home and like can't meet each other. So I switched it last minute to I think meant to be streamed or better streamed. I actually don't remember what it was, but the idea was it was games to be watched or streamed. So some people made like sports games, and a few people made games that, you know, interacted with the Twitch stream in some way. And I had to get rid of my nice video that so it goes. Well, since we beat that one and the app literally closed itself, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So this one is also Twitch themed. This one was a sequel. I thought there were some interesting things with that one, and Tim had done a few other kind of like group games. So in the week where I gave everyone invitationals, I invited Tim to make another like mass multiplayer game, and he went with Twitch again. So let me just call the link up there for Twitch versus Boss, and then I will start it on my end. All right, same thing. I'm going to put in some details and then I'll share my screen. If you want to play these at home, it's really very easy. You just have to put in some stuff about your Twitch account, and then you can stream it yourself. Okay, share screen. I got to do it quick. Go, go, go. All right, so the commands on this one are join, left, right, back, and forward. So before you can use the commands that are actually still listed at the top of the screen, you just need to join in the Twitch chat, and you'll get a little avatar. And you're always shooting at the boss, and you're trying to avoid the red squares that pop up that will damage you. Ah. And this one, since you can't do the same command twice in Twitch, you can do left or L, or you can take right or R. So you can do just the letter or the whole phrase.
Kind of has what's the balloons? Kind of has a balloons feel with this sound.
Oh, I see that. Here, well, let us play again, or is it gonna quit out again? I'm just going to fire it back up.
You love every game, Lomer 7. Or maybe we just have exactly the same taste. Why has no one done typing of the tower defense? That's a good game concept.
That is a good idea.
That's a great idea.
No one cut this stream. Don't let everyone hear that. That's my idea.
Bleep it out, Mark. Bleep it out.
It's bleeped.
Before it gets on the web.
Ah. Oh, I think I forgot to actually share audio on this one. Imagine you hear a little...
No, we can hear it.
I hear audio.
Oh, good.
Is there a way to tell where the red box is going to pop up before it does?
I don't think so.
So you should just spread out as much as you can and hope that one of you doesn't get killed.
We're just too good.
We did it. I think he was testing this with like 4 people in the chat. So we may have really overpowered that poor boss.
There's no damage scaling yet.
I'm not sure. I don't think so though. I don't know.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's coming in the second version.
Yes.
The sequel.
Twitch vs. Bosser.
I feel like it's better.
Bosses.
I kind of like it without damage scaling, so that part of the strategy is to get as many people as you can and just annihilate the damn thing.
Totally.
That's right. It rewards friendship.
Yeah.
Friendship is the true weapon.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically how am I drawing a blank on the name?
Digimon.
Never mind. Yeah, sure.
The end of season 2.
Yes.
That's how they defeat Yodasmon.
No, I was thinking Undertale.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah,
with
yeah,
Angel,
yeah.
Angel
Just
Woman?
Same story. No, different
Damn it.
Mon.
That part was really inspiring, though.
Yeah. This game reminds me of my WoW raid days. You know?
And I think
the moral here is that friendship trivializes all challenges. And that's something I can get behind.
The moral here is that, like I said earlier, when there's more than one person around you, that's dangerous.
If quarantine has taught us anything.
And I'm gonna leave these fireworks up for a little bit as a celebration, because that's it. We got to the end of all of these student games. Obviously, there were way more games that people made for this class. Everyone made I think 13 games. They were allowed one skip week. Yeah, this was a really amazing class to teach. It was super fun for me to go in every week and just see all of these games. So I really appreciate all the students who worked so hard in this class. Big thank you to all the folks who stayed on to stream. So Yi and Eric, Nick, Emi, Lee, Ramsey, Nick. Oh, right, we got both Nicks. Ayla, Sarah, and Dustin. I really appreciate you giving some time today. And big thanks to Wonderville for hosting the stream and promoting it a little bit. Hopefully Wonderville will be able to be a place you can go to IRL soon. But until then, we have Twitch. There are some, if you want to help Wonderville be able to actually be open once it comes back, you can definitely help out there. Mark, if you want to say a few words.
Oh, wait, there's also a question in the chat, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry, what's the...
But yeah, Mark, you should talk in the meantime.
Yeah, so while Wonderville's closed, we started a Discord. So if anyone's interested in getting involved with more events like this, please join the Discord. I just popped a link in the chat. We're doing different events. We have a quarantine game jam coming up in a couple weeks. So we'll be posting info about that. And you can follow our social media, Wonderville NYC, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those things. Yeah, and then I don't know, Nick, do you want to talk about the game jam? The name is really good.
Okay, yeah. The recently rebranded Super Social Distance Jam is May 22nd to May 24th, and like Mark said, we're going to post updates on Wonderville's social media handles with the website link and how to participate. And yeah, it's going to be a great excuse to hang out on Discord for the whole weekend. Pop in, pop out, share what you're working on, check out other people's work, and then post them to the web afterwards. So yeah, that's the gist of it. Did I miss anything? I'll be there. I imagine a bunch of us will be there, right?
Yeah, it should be a good time. So that's for students or anyone else.
What was the date again? Can you remind everyone?
Super Social Distance Jam.
The date?
May 22nd through May 24th. Is that right?
Yeah. Sick.
At this point, social distance sort of is a set of dates that starts nebulously and ends nebulously.
Yeah, feel free to start now and end whenever.
Until question mark.
So I'll also, if you want to go back through the text chat, there's links to all of the games. I will definitely post, I know I was posting about this a lot on Twitter. I'm going to start a thread there and just post links to everyone's itch pages. And I think at some point, Mark, you're going to put this on the Wonderville YouTube.
Yeah, we'll export this to YouTube. I'll have all the links in the description. And also we'll pop them into Discord if people want to play them now.
Oh, yeah, awesome. I can do that right after the stream, actually, because I have all the links ready to go. So if you're on the Discord there, but yeah, there'll be ways to get these. But yeah, everything you saw today and more are available. I'm really proud of the work that came out of this class. I think my students did a great job.
Yeah, just a reminder at the very end here that each of these games was made in a week, right?
Yeah, bonkers.
If it's playable at all and it was made in a week, that's an accomplishment.
Totally. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. It's been really fun.
Thank you for running this, Andy.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. Thanks all the students. Thanks, Wonderville.
Congratulations, everyone.
Yeah, congratulations. Everything's so impressive. Good job, Andy.
All right, well, it's the students. All right, I'm going to end the call. Bye.
Signing off.
Bye-bye.